Bada bing, bada boom. All right, Bay State Media, top 20, under 25, boys. How we doing today? How we doing?
Doing
Yeah,
good.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Solid.
sir.
We
Perfect.
got a couple special guests in here. We got Nova and we got Dash. We normally have, Owen and Ben in here, so
Yes,
I know
sir.
I don't have to really introduce you guys, but I'm excited to see this list and I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. So, first name on the list. First name on the list. And me and Spokes feel a little bit indifferent about this guy. We're going to go with Jack Hughes.
Fuck that guy.
Oh god.
All
So
day.
now,
All
mean,
day.
we're going to
I
start
would-
with a number. All right. So, you guys are all going to give me a fucking number. It's going to be a blind ranking. So, where do you think Jack would rank 1 through 20 out of the top under 25?
number one.
Easily one.
Okay. Number one?
Sadly, I'd have to go one. Just
You said sadly?
Sadly,
So, all right. So, we're all good under the assumption of number one, right?
I didn't say a
Sadly,
number.
yeah.
I was about to say
Oh.
I was about to say like 4.
4.
Alright,
Oh,
I
Ben,
all right.
no.
I'm gonna have to hear that.
But, like-
We're gonna have to hear that take after.
Yeah, Ben, what's up with that one?
It's just like he's obviously skillful. Just players are more skillful than him in the list.
He's just
And-
never available. That's the thing.
That's my point. If he's always injured, he's never proving himself
Yeah,
to the top,
exactly.
top five, as a top
But-
3 top 25 under 25.
But here's my rebuttal to that. See, when he is available, he's the only one besides Jesper Bratt that's carrying the fucking Devils. Okay, like that's the thing you
Yeah,
have
in the
to
regular
understand.
season, sure.
And he carries them so much that he eventually gets them into the playoffs. I mean, that's the reason why they've been so good
I mean-
in those years that he's been mostly healthy.
I understand that, but like, dude, he's never in the playoffs anyway. So like, how
He's
can he
been
like
in the
help a
playoffs a
playoff
couple
team?
times.
He's never in the
What?
playoffs anyway.
I mean, that's not necessarily an issue with Jack Hughes himself not
I'd
being in
rather
the playoffs.
take
It's the
Matthew
fact that the
Knies than
Devils.
Jack Hughes.
No! What just happened?
Dude, that's actually insane. Wow.
No one invited that. What just happened?
He's playing Sea of Thieves right now. Leave the guy alone.
No, invite him back. Someone invite him back.
Bro, how?
Yo, what just happened?
Hey,
Ooh, bro,
Yo,
what? Somebody kicked me or something? I don't know.
That
You
was
kicked yourself,
crazy.
dude. What the hell?
No, I think you just
I didn't even
glitched
touch my
out.
phone. I didn't even touch my phone, bro. I'm literally still playing Sea of Thieves.
Is your
All right,
head
Dash.
right?
Dash,
Dash,
we
is your
apologize,
head
dude. We apologize, dude.
It's calm, bro. Don't worry about it.
Dash. All right. I'm
Anyway,
actually
anyway.
really excited to hear what you have to say, Dash.
What I was gonna say was, it's not really much of Jack Hughes' fault that he doesn't actually play in the playoffs. Like, yeah, he's injured quite a bit, and yes, he does play really well when he's healthy. It's just the Devils kind of failed to build around him. They do have that other center behind him, and Nico Hischier. Even though Jack doesn't really play the center, he's more on the left side. They'd have Eric Holla kind of taking his draws, but they also have Jesper Bratt there. But besides that,
Yeah,
there's really not much else that team has. Like, Dawson Mercer's your next best player. Like,
I know. I have to
Not
agree
ideal.
with that. This kind of reminds me
The
of
Devils
those
are-
days with Taylor Hall. You know,
Yeah.
Taylor Hall was kind of like Jack Hughes, where he was just carrying the Devils left, right, and center, and they just failed to build around him. And I feel for Jack because he's got immense talent, and I feel like if he was actually on a team with players of which have the same level of talent as him, he could just pop off and just be lights out in the playoffs for sure. I mean, a player like his talent definitely deserves more, and that's why I'd rank him number one, just because he's playing at this pace right now with literally no help. But if he were to get help, he'd be lights out. Just a player on a different level.
yeah, I'd agree with that. I think if he had another probably player to his top 6, just somebody to add on the power play, that'd be a lot better.
Oh, for sure.
Well, Devil, you have Brad, you have Isha, you have Hughes, and after that, the top 6 is like not like they don't have anyone like stand
Yeah,
out.
exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. He's got no one to really help him out. And I mean, he's performing on this sort of pace, just getting however many points I forgot off the top of my head, but like I mean, he's been amazing for having next to no help at all. I mean,
Yes, sir.
As
What
much
can you
as I
do,
agree
right?
with your statements, I will forever think he's overrated.
Why
And
is
why
that?
is that, Spoke?
I just don't like him.
Okay, that's
What?
you,
Okay,
I just
okay,
don't like him.
you
I've
cannot.
never
Did
liked
I
him.
not
I
like-
think there's so many better players
I mean, he
that
did get a lot of.
contribute more to a playoff team than him.
Yeah, but
No.
you got to think about like the general consensus of like where he's considered, and then you got to
He's a
think
great
about like
player. Yeah, he's a great player.
you got to
but,
think
like,
about like the list too, and like yeah, it's not really like necessarily his fault, like Dash said, but I do think that like he should be like
Like,
one. As rude as it
Yeah,
would be to put him
sure.
anywhere else other than one, like you have to put him there. It's kind of fucked.
okay,
Bro.
I mean,
really
in
I
2
agree.
years that he played around actually 62 games exactly. 23-24, he got 74 points, and this year he got 70 points. And I mean, that's well
he's
above a point per
on.
game. That
Yeah,
just
he's
shows his
roughly
capabilities.
95 points pace. But I was gonna say Spoked. You kind of have to look at it like as opposed to the top, like Jack Hughes being one of the top players in the league, and it's just in a vacuum this list. Like it's Jack Hughes versus the other guys on this list, not the other guys in the league right now.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
and I don't think there's another guy on this list that
No, absolutely.
should probably be ahead of him.
No.
Yeah.
Especially for the things that he does.
Yeah, and that leads me to ask Ben. You had him fourth, right? Your rough ranking is 4.
Yeah.
What other? Do you have any other players in mind, or is this pure intuition on your end?
I have other players in mind, but that's gonna go on. I'm gonna go on later on who have of them.
Yeah, we gotta move on to the next player. We've
We
been
got
on
All
a
Jack
right,
lot-
Hughes for a
we
yeah,
got
while.
a
facts.
whole lot.
So that was good though. I like that. So 2, we got next name. We got Lucas Raymond. What number do you guys think Lucas Raymond belongs at here?
2.
Okay.
Toss up for me. Like any 2 to 4. There's
Yeah, I like
a couple other
2 to 4
guys
too.
that can
I may
have
put
pretty
him at
close.
3. I may put him at
5.
It's probably reasonable.
All right.
Probably good.
It's like 5, 6. Yeah.
So what's the final ranking? What's the final vote?
3. I say
5.
3.
5.
5.
5, I
How
guess.
about we just
Is
go
he
in the
3
middle
or
and go
5?
4? Let's go 4.
Yeah, I like
Some
Four?
people are
four.
saying
Yeah,
5.
four.
Some
Even
people are saying
number.
3.
Yeah, I like 4.
All right, I like that. Lucas Raymond 4. All right, next
Great
name on the
player,
list.
by the way. Nothing
Timmy
against him.
Stutzla.
I
At the
had him
moment,
on
that's
my
got to be
list at
2.
5.
I want to
but-
hear
He's gotta be-
Nova's answer because he's the Sens fan.
What do you think, Nova?
Okay, I had him personally at 5 behind people like Jack Hughes, Raymond, Boldy, and Sanderson. The reason why I had Raymond at 2 for me is because it's kind of like a Jack Hughes scenario, but I think it's a bit worse because Raymond has like nobody around him besides maybe Marco Casper from this year.
Dylan
And
Larkin,
he's
I
been
guess.
lights out, literally being the heart and soul of the Detroit's offenseman. Because you've had lots of times where Dylan Larkin's just been MIA. And DeBrinket's been DeBrinket for the most part. And the only one that's actually showed that he can play genuinely good hockey and show that he not only cares about being in Detroit, but cares for the sport itself is Lucas Raymond. And Matt Boldy, I feel like, is similar to that. Like, he is the heart and soul of the Wild's offensive core.
I'll have to
And-
disagree with that one.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I mean, you could disagree with it, but if you're looking at people under U25, who do they got?
Well, I mean, are we talking about U25 like
U25
on the Wild or just
on the Wild.
straight like
On the
offensive
Wild.
players on the Wild? Because
On the Wild, U25.
then yeah, he's the best U25
There you
player on the
go.
Wild.
So,
but in
I'm
general,
saying- not
They
in general. Like
They
there's
have more than
obviously-
just Boldy U25
Yeah.
though. Keep in mind
That's
they
what I'm
have
saying.
Marco Rossi on their
Yeah, but
roster. That's
Marco
a big example.
Rossi hasn't been what he's really projected to be. I mean,
Yeah.
Boldy's been a solid player
He's-
through and through.
I think Boldy's been better than he's been projected to be. To be honest,
I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of like a more
But-
Sider scenario. Like he projected that to be
Yeah.
much, and yet he's
Sider's
outperformed
been-
through and
yeah.
through.
the thing I'll say about Rossi right now is that he's not getting much of the opportunity. I know he's getting limited minutes. That's something we
Yeah.
talked about
Because
before.
he's stuck behind Eriksson Ek
Yeah.
as the center, so that's why
I-
he's like
I don't think he's on the first power play either.
no, he's not.
Yeah.
He was
So
he was
that's-
he was while Eriksson Ek was injured.
So where would
Yeah.
we put Stutzla?
So yeah, if I can just go back, yeah, I think Stutzla honestly is a genuinely great player, all things considered. I mean, once they got put beside Brady Kachuk, the guy's been lights out. Like that
Yeah.
duo in general has been insane. Just the goals that they're managing to score and overall the improvement on the power play has been crazy. Year after year, it's just been an increase in skill from him. I mean, the guy has a fight to the very last second. Like he doesn't ever give up, no matter what he's going through. And I mean, he had a couple phases. So there was one phase where he wore a tinted visor, and we called him Tinted Timmy. And on when he started, he had a bit of a stretch then, and then he got a buzz cut. And then after he got the buzz cut, he had another stretch. So I
Are
mean,
you,
it
are
goes
you
to
saying that he's good because of a buzz cut?
Bro's on his Jason
No.
Tatum shit.
I mean, hey, random things do things to random players. If it's a
He's
buzz
right.
cut that
I
makes the
agree
guy
with that.
outperform, I mean, so be it, right? We
Well, yeah.
noticed the increase in his game as soon as he got a buzz cut. So, what do you want me to say? It's just
All
a
right,
little fun
so-
fact, right?
So far, we got 1, Jack Hughes, 2, Lucas Raymond, 3, Timmy Stutzla.
Do we have Raymond at 4?
Or
We
did
have
we say
Raymond at
4?
4.
Excuse me, I lied to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was the
4
second name
for
I read.
Raymond.
We had Raymond
four.
4th. So we have
Yes.
Jack Hughes 1. And that I think honestly, really, you guys think you think Stutzla is better than Raymond?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's
Really?
got a higher skill ceiling, I think.
Yeah.
definitely.
To
I'll
me
put
though,
Stutzla at 3.
I just hate Stutzel's diving like that.
That's the only bad part about his game.
So
Yeah,
it's
he
so,
does dive a lot, but that's the only thing, though.
LeBron
but that's
James
the
is NFL.
it's the European game. That's what they do. That's why you
Yeah.
see
And he's
like
only 22. I mean, he can mature far more.
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
I'll put him at 3.
I have personally my list. I have at 4. I push Hughes down to 3.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Big
I think-
defenseman
I
come
think
up soon.
2 is okay. 2 or 3. The only
like
player
3.
I'd have above him that I can think of immediately is Boldy. So.
Yeah, boldly. Yeah.
Yeah. So are we all good with 3 for Stutzla?
I have as long as he's above Raymond.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so 3's good.
3.
3.
All right. So next name I'm going to give you guys from the pool, Cole Caulfield.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh.
So I
I
actually have a good
think-
opinion on him.
Can I not-
5.
Can I not start? Because
Yeah, you
Oh.
can start.
I
What's
mean,
going on?
I'm the one that watches it most.
All right, so let's go down the list. Everybody give me a number and go down the list, and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
I got him.
Both,
5.
go.
5.
Nova, go.
8.
Owen, go.
7.
Ben, go.
12.
Dash, go.
I'm gonna like 9.
Ooh, that's a hot mix of numbers. All right, so
Pretty close, though.
I hear from so we got like in between.
It's like in
But
it's like in the end of the top 10.
Yeah, the end of the top 10, pretty much exactly. So I guess we could say we'll say numbers 8 through 10. Pick one number, go down the list, 8 through 10, where you want to put them. Because I feel like that's like the range, general consensus, or 9 to 11.
I like
Yeah.
8.
I do 8. I do 8.
I'll do 8 too. Yeah.
I'll go 9.
All right, 8.
Yeah,
9?
I'm sticking with 9. I started with 9. I'll stick with it.
So Ben and Dash 9.
Yeah, I'll go with 9.
Owen
Okay.
spoke to Nova 8.
Yeah.
Yep.
Majority rule.
Majority rules.
So where? 8?
8.
8.
Okay.
We got Cole Caulfield 8.
I like that. I like that.
I do too. I think that's
a good
fair.
place. That's a good place. He
It's,
helped the Canadians a lot this year, especially because they were not a playoff team at the start, and
Mm-hmm.
it definitely him being on the team affected their outcome of the season. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
that's why I like 8.
to me,
Alright,
there's
so-
another Hab on this list that I would probably have ahead of him.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also like another 2, maybe 3 defensemen I'd have ahead of him because there's some defensemen coming up that are like, even if they don't put up a ton of points, they're still absolutely fantastic on the defensive end.
For sure.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's just go over again what we have so far. So Jack Hughes 1. Who do we have at 2?
No one.
Nobody yet.
Nobody yet.
Stutzla.
Okay, 3. Anybody?
That's
Stutzla.
Stutzla.
Tim
Stutzla.
Stutzla.
4 is Raymond and 8 is
Raymond.
Caulfield.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's a good list right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, next name out the pool. Mason McTavish. What number do we got? General consensus.
Ooh.
I have him as an honorable mention.
So do I.
Me too.
Ooh, boy.
McTavish.
This is gonna start. This is gonna spark some controversy here. So we got 2 HMs. What else do we got?
3. I have him there too.
To be honest, I don't even know where he is on my list. I can't even access my list on my phone right now because I'm on my phone for this. I'm gonna probably say he's. I'm gonna say he's at like 7 or something. I don't know.
You
Wherever I
got
put him.
McTavish, I'm at 14.
Okay, yeah, 14. Bang. Perfect.
I have him
That's where
at
he's gonna be.
You can't read
Probably-
Dash's list for him.
He's got it, bro.
You
He's
can't
got it.
read his list in order for him. That's why I'm trying to do it
can't-
out of order.
I can't. Oh, I guess yeah. We're using my list, so yeah.
Yeah, so Dash can pretty much obviously he wrote his in the list, which is helpful for him. But don't Ben. Don't tell what his
What
his
What
pick
the
is.
hell, bro? You messed it up.
Bye-bye.
Nah, you're good. You're good. This is good. I like
Look,
it. Dude.
I
This
mean-
is a great idea. So
I just gotta go off memory and at this point, based on who we're talking about, I kind of just gotta think about who else I might have had on my list.
yeah, because the
Go
first
from
player
there.
pool we had when it was just me, Spoke, Ant, and Ben. Yeah, Dash.
I was all over the place.
That one was all over the place. But all right. So HM, really? That's
Yeah.
what we're going.
I think
Did
so.
honorable mention really just majority rules on that one?
Yep.
I think he's just.
I-
I think he just misses out for me.
Me too.
Yeah,
I just
think
feel
he's
like he
honorable
doesn't
mention.
have
I think
enough
he's honorable
skill to
mention
really
here.
be in a top 20. I'm sorry, but
HM.
Well,
the
reason why-
McTavish.
The
He's
reason
one of
why
my-
he was,
Well, go for it. I'll say after.
I was gonna say the reason why he was drafted as high as he wasn't necessarily because of the how skilled he was or wasn't. It was because he could package that skill with the size he had, and it wasn't other guys that they talk about in the drafts where it's oh yeah, he has mostly size but some skill. This is just straight he's shown it. He showed flashes, and he came into the NHL right away and was
That's true,
effective
yeah, he did.
immediately.
That is true. I can't
He's-
argue that.
He's still a top 6. He's still top 6 forward, no doubt. I have no doubts in my mind. He's a high caliber player, but I have him just outside top 20, just in consideration of other names that I have in mind right now.
Yeah, well, that's reasonable.
All right, let's move on.
All right, let's move on. All right, we got Dylan Cousins.
Oh,
Who-
Who do I have?
Oh,
oh,
Well,
I'm.
I never
Okay,
had him on my list to
I
be
don't know.
fair.
I don't know if I can say mine because I'm pretty sure I know exactly where he is on the list we're using.
No, you can say yours.
You
'cause
can say
it's
yours.
You're good for yours. I just didn't want anybody else saying it for your picks.
Oh, okay. If I'm remembering correctly, I think I had him one after McTavish. I think I had McTavish then Cousins.
yeah. I was
something
about to
like-
say
yeah.
he's in the bottom for me.
So
It's
yeah, so Dash,
15
you
or
have him
16.
at you have him at 12,
Oh, okay, yeah.
which is you literally right where you said that area, which I kind of agree with myself, but obviously my vote doesn't count.
You guys aren't gonna like me here. I have him honorable mention.
So do I.
I can. You know
So
what?
do I.
Okay, I can completely understand why you would have that though.
The thing is, because obviously being a Sens fan, Dylan Cousins came to our team in the trade deadline for Josh Norris, and he performed really well out of the gate. But there's that whole aspect of him not really being all in the game, There was some rumors going around in Buffalo. He's a bit of a baby, to say the least. But
I mean, I don't
he
know. Can
came
you
to
really trust?
Ottawa and he shows that he had great skill. I mean, for what it's worth, he popped up.
I can't trust anything that comes from Buffalo, honestly.
Me neither.
No, that's why you take it with a grain of salt. But
Yeah.
obviously, it's too small of a sample size to really say. what's he gonna be, but I feel like he has a lot of potential. I mean, he's only 24, so
Yeah.
the sky's the limits. And I mean, just from the small sample size he had when he was put on that second line, it goes to show you, like, he's really capable of much, especially when he's in a good environment in a team that not only has skill but has a coach and an owner and a GM that cares.
I like the idea of him having someone like Brady Kachuk as a role model with his
Yeah.
frame and his skill. It's just like you look at that guy, it's like that's what you should kind of be targeting to be like.
And there's even Claude Giroux that can help train him. And then again,
Yeah.
another veteran presence. He had David Perron on the second line with him to kind of help further role model his game. So again, like Dash said, there's just more role models of which you can help develop his game on Ottawa compared to that of Buffalo. So it's just so much easier for him to mature out in Ottawa. But I just have him as an honorable mention because, again, the small sample size. It's just, I feel like when he gets to Ottawa is when he's really going to pop off. So next year it's going to be a bit different.
Because he didn't have much time to adapt to the Ottawa culture, even
No.
though he did well there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too small of a sample size right now.
I like him at honorable mentions, to be honest.
Oh yes, Cousins in 2023 is he is a lot different than where he's at right now. His I think his game's been harmed by the Sabres.
It has.
And it will take him. I think his on ice numbers. I think they were improving a lot. I actually think in his fairly short time in Ottawa, there's already pretty good signs of improvement.
Sure.
His individual play driving is was a bit more advanced from when he was in Buffalo, and I'm thinking his passing as well. I think they'll get pushed up in a better and a team that will reward that more in Ottawa.
There was
with the guys he's around.
Yeah, for sure. 'Cause there was even a moment where I think it was a playoff game or some regular season game. Travis Green decided to put Cousins on the power play, even though he wasn't. And the first time he was on the power play, he got fed a beautiful shot or pass, sorry, and just buried it. And looks like he's just a natural goal scorer too. So I think also his just puck handling capability and scoring prowess has improved. But I'm another reason why I'm considering him an honorable mention is just because I'm kind of disregarding all his Buffalo years and I'm counting him as a Sen. So
I agree with that. I like
That's
that.
fair. I think the situation went into a lot of that. Yeah, of course.
Exactly, it did for sure.
Yeah, I'm happy with honorable mentions with Cousins.
All right. So HM for Cousins. That's kind of like not really a surprising one, but I thought he would have at least cracked like the bottom 20, like 18 to 20.
With people on Buffalo, it's hard to really predict anything because Buffalo just hinders so many talented players that it's hard to predict.
Yeah, did you see Paterka's? There's reports of Paterka wanting out as well.
Yeah, there actually was just a trade or podcast posted literally today by the Locked On Sens saying how much would you trade for Paterka?
Yeah, we can touch on that briefly at the end, and I want to touch on obviously Marco Sturm briefly at the end quickly, just so I can get like all the audio. And what I want to move on to the next name though. The next name here, this is actually an interesting name to me because I personally would have him really high if I had to vote on this list, but Matthew Nyes.
Oh, okay.
Matty Nyes.
I have him as hold on. I have him as an honorable mention actually.
Oh, all right. So we got one HM.
We're gonna have a discussion with that because it's my lower, like in my upper 10.
I have him around where Ben has him too.
He's in my upper 10.
Yeah, I have him at 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ben, what's the number?
I have him for now. I'm at 13.
Okay.
All right, and you Dash Owen.
I know on my original list I had him a little lower. I just forgot his name when I was doing it, to be honest. So I feel like 13's probably not unreasonable. I'd go with like, I'll say 15.
13 is
14.
not on. 13 is not unreasonable. I do
14
think
for
that's
me.
pretty fair.
I like
14 for
12.
you.
Yes.
All right, so Dash, you had Matthew Nyes at 19, which obviously
Yeah.
that's fair. Like looking at the names, like obviously that are before him so far that I'm looking at, obviously it's very fair when you see who's ahead of him. So it looks like I hear like 12 to like 15 range. So let's do final numbers. What do we got?
I like 13.
13.
Okay.
I'll
I'll
stick
go-
with-
I can do 13.
I'll stick with my 13.
Sure.
13.
13's good.
All right, 13.
He contributed so much to the game round 1 in the playoffs.
Hey,
Yeah,
he's
he's a gamer.
Yeah.
He's a gamer in the playoffs.
I was
he's
gonna
never
say he's a
gonna-
gamer. Yep.
That's when he
Never
really
gonna
shows
get
up in
you-
the playoffs.
He's never going to get you
In
a
the
crazy amount of
playoffs.
points, but he's not in the regular season.
He's
but
a
in the playoffs.
workhorse, and he's the only physical presence on the Leafs. Tell you
I
that.
agree. He's
That
the guy
is
that
true.
showed up.
I was gonna say he showed up when some of them boys didn't show up.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I
what
think we all know who we're talking about.
And some
mean,
of those boys are
Matthews.
meant to show up. And some of those boys are
No,
supposed
Matthew.
to show
I'd
up.
say Matthew showed up. His shooting luck was horrid in the playoffs. But
Oh, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that topic in conversation
That's
Yeah.
a hot take
for the
and a
next
half.
episode.
Jesus,
I got
Murphy,
next
okay.
episode. I got some shit to get off. Like
That's a hot
it's worth
take and a
mentioning.
half.
It's worth mentioning for as contextual information, though.
for
Oh,
sure,
Jesus.
absolutely. I do. Okay, so I like where he's at. That's a little bit higher than obviously I would assume some people would have him, but I feel like that's such a
Yeah.
fair spot.
That's a good,
Just because
it's
of
a
the
good spot.
playoff effect too. Like he's showing up in the playoffs.
I only
too.
have him as an honorable mention just because he really just pops off in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
That's
points total, there's people with higher points total than him.
That's fair. I can understand. That's fair.
Like
I can agree with that sentiment.
I have him this high because it's literally hard for me to like Leafs players and a Habs fan, and he's the only Leafs player that I'm like really interested to because like he's like been so much energy to the game that he's like, oh shit, okay, we look out for him.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
For
he's
sure.
someone you got to watch out for every time he's on the ice. All
That's
right,
Very good.
next name, Macklin Celebrini.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah,
Do we have anybody
I
at 5?
have him on my list at 6.
I know I
Okay.
put him at 5. I know I put him at 5.
Yeah, you
I
did.
have him in the top 5.
I have him at 5.
I like 5.
Owen.
Celebrini. Well, first off, I think he was the third best rookie this year. So, I don't know if I could justify putting him number 5 or in that top 5 conversation. He's close. I go 7, honestly.
That's fair.
Majority rules.
6.
Sure. I like
5. Majority
That's a good
rules.
pick.
5. So, yeah.
Be honest, I had him ahead of Bedard.
Me
So
too.
do
I
I.
mean,
So
I
do
mean,
I.
yeah.
I
I mean,
think
I
yeah.
always had him in front of Bedard.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
that's not even like a hot take.
And
No,
like
that-
honestly, I can't even like rag on Bedard because his team is so shit.
Yeah, but
team
the
is
thing is, too,
horrible.
you got to understand is Celebrini's team is also shit, and he managed to pop off the way he did.
Yeah, I mean, Celebrini has more.
Nah, but the Sharks, like towards the end of the season, the Sharks started like low key winning games they shouldn't have been winning.
they've been
Like-
Well,
showing
they
off
lost
their
in a row to
future
finish the year.
potential.
They weren't winning those games. They were just making
Like,
them way closer than they should.
There, some of these games were like 6-5, 5-4. Like you could see, like the
Yes.
Sharks throughout every single week in the season. I feel like they
They're
got
putting
better.
up a fight. They're getting close.
They
That's-
they
like-
lost to Minnesota in April 8-7 in overtime.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Oh yeah, that game was
actually.
crazy.
It's like
That
there
was like
was
the
no-
last week of the season, right?
All
Yeah,
right.
that
It
was
was,
one
I
hell
think it
of
was
a
within
game.
the last 2 weeks.
Last
Because it was
2
when
weeks.
Kaprizov and F came back for the Wild, and that was an important game for the Wild because they needed points for the
The
playoff
playoff.
race, and they almost dropped the point
Yep.
to San Jose.
Yep. Yeah, that was a crazy game. That was one of the best games of the year, absolutely, no doubt.
If not the best.
So, next name on the list, Connor Bedard.
Uh,
I had him at 7.
So do I. He's
I
exactly
like
at
7.
He's exactly at 7.
Yeah,
Well-
I 7 or 9 for me. Now that we have Celebrini at 8
Is it at 5?
or
Dash?
or Caulfield, excuse me. Celebrini's at 5, of course. I have
Honestly-
it written down. I mixed up the names. But yes.
Thinking about, again, just the defenseman I have on this list, I might put him at 12.
Whoa.
Yeah.
At
D
12?
men matter a lot too. Yeah, we've
Mhm.
been kind of
I kind
We
of
haven't
neglecting
touched
some of
on
these
we haven't
people.
touched on any of the defensemen yet.
yeah.
That
I
is
agree
true.
with that statement. I
Um,
my vote to 12.
so two 12s, and we got two 7s. Who's the deciding vote?
You? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Owen.
Good math,
I
Spud.
will do. So we're between what 7 and 9 here.
7 and
7 and
12.
12.
12.
7 and 12.
Oh, wow, good lord. We're talking about Bedard. I can't justify putting him above Caulfield. 12 it is.
I can agree. I agree. I agree. I was hoping someone would say that because there's no.
I don't
I
like
think
that.
I think part of it has to do with just the amount of hype that he got at the draft, which kind of sucks
Fair enough.
because he is going to be a talented player, no doubt, and he already is. But also something that detracts for me is everyone was talking about him being like this franchise center. He's not even going to be a center on his team. His ability to take faceoffs, for starters, like what is he, 33% in the dot this year? It was bad.
Ooh.
And it's
He's
just
gonna-
I
the
didn't know
defense
that.
wasn't great. Yeah, it
Isn't he
was.
more of a left winger?
He's on the right wing right now.
He's on the
Right,
right
right
wing.
wing, right.
He was also on the right wing when Team Canada was playing.
Yep,
He just didn't
that's true.
doesn't play center.
Nope.
But I still
Yeah,
believe
that
I
I
still
didn't
bel-
even really honestly know that his face-off percentage was that bad.
I still
Yeah, it
bel-
was bad.
I still believe the Hawks will draft a winner, but whatever.
Yeah, I think, but I
That's
think
another
that's a
discussion.
good point though. If he's like 33 at the dot, that should be a very telltale sign he should not be playing center at all.
Yeah, that is a good
Absolutely.
point. That is a good point.
I can
Like
check
if you're
it right
gonna be
now.
a 1 or 2 C, bro, you have to be reaching like 48, 50 as a
Yeah.
1-2 C, like
Yeah,
minimum.
for sure. So
That
I
is
like
a good
12.
one though. I like that. The Bedard talk there. That was good.
I like 12. 12 is a good.
So an interesting name who I actually like this name being on this list. Brock Faber.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
So
I had
I'll-
him.
let me start off with this one because I know the other list didn't have this one. If you watch the Big Head Hockey video, you know like that's exactly why he's here. He's not going to get a ton of points. I think like 35 might be his max, but it's like Jacob Slavin. He's never going to win a Norris, but his defense is insanely good. Like his
Yeah.
defensive IQ is outstanding. If you watched that video from Big Head Hockey, it's ridiculous. He knows where guys are supposed to be. He's directing his teammates where they're supposed to be. He, as a defenseman, he's doing what a center should really be doing on the defensive side. He's just so positionally sound.
I agree.
That being
Shout out Big
said,
Head Hockey.
shout out Big Head Hockey. That being said, the number I'd give him. Oh, I know I had him lower on the list. I think I had him like 17 or something like that. Again, just knowing that there's the other guys on this list, I have to go like, oh man, it's tough. I'd say like 15. There's people that on this list that I just like way more. As much as I like Brock Faber, gotta go 15.
All right, we
How do
started
I-
off with 15. That's a good number.
I like Faber a lot as well, but I just can't justify him above other defensemen.
That's why he's at 15 for me.
Why is that?
Like it's not that he's not good because he's very good. I've watched him play, and he's very good. But like, I just don't like. I have 4 other defensemen above him, and they're all.
I think I have the same in my list. I think I've got like 4 or 5 ahead of him.
But personally, he just misses out on the top 20. He's like 21.
Honorable mentions, Ben.
Yep.
Honorable mention. Okay, so we got 15 and honorable mention. Who's next?
I had him at 14.
14. Okay.
So about the same range as Dash.
All right.
I like 15.
All right. Last vote.
It's maybe because I'm honorable.
I like I said, I had him 20, but it's gonna get pushed out anyway. So I think I'm good settling on 15 for him.
Yep.
Faber's very interesting for a couple reasons. He came into Minnesota a couple years back in the playoffs for the first time, kind of like what William did. But Faber had a much more immediate impact. He was a full-time NHLer, playing top pair minutes next season, playing 30 minutes a night, damn near. and so he can handle a lot of minutes. His performance in these minutes is good, but he's very inconsistent. I don't think he is built to play those amount of minutes as much as he's had to, and that's no fault of his own. That is, there's a lot of problems with the Wild in terms of injuries, and then their coach John Hines, who makes questionable decisions in terms of deployment with middle six players. And his defensive choices are very bizarre. Faber's playing a lot of minutes with Jake Middleton, for example, with which are completely depleting his on ice. Despite the fact that he can drive offense himself as a defenseman, his on ice offensive numbers are pretty poor because of the players he's sharing the ice with. In my opinion, I think that's I think that's a reasonable outlook on that. Defensively, yeah, he's incredibly intelligent defensively. His puck support in the D zone is that's something that will keep him afloat as a top level defenseman in the NHL for a long time. However, I think there's still a lot of steps for him to take. He's still, I think, the third best defenseman on Minnesota at best right now. And Faber's still super young, obviously, so I think he could become that number 2 defenseman or the number 1 defenseman, depending on how him and Boyum do. And they may play on a pairing together, which would be pretty electric, honestly.
Yeah.
I like it.
I also
Yeah,
find
I'm
it
fine with settling on
impressive
15.
that he kind of made the NHL and was put into that first pairing D right away, and he also made Team America for the Four Nations face-off. So
Even though he barely played.
Yeah, but but that roster, like, that still, I was surprised when I saw his name.
yeah, I was too. It just goes to show, like, even though he didn't, I don't know if he played, but
He did.
okay, so he didn't play, but that just goes to show, like, how much people are like John Cooper. I'm pretty sure, was John Cooper the coach?
He was Canada.
It's Canada.
Canada. Who was
Canada,
America's
yeah.
coach?
Sullivan.
Solo, yep.
But it just goes to show, like, how much people are taking the defensive game into consideration at such a young age.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So,
both the U.S. had both. I know my camera's just like not even here right now because I'm taking stuff out of my bag, but Slavin and Faber were both on Team U.S.
yeah.
Like that's gross. Defensively, like if you need to not get the puck, if you want to get the puck not in the back of your net and out of your zone, Slavin, Faber, bang. That's easy.
Yeah, Slavin's a beast. I love Jacob Slavin.
Slavin also
watching-
just showed up in the finals versus Canada. Like, he had an amazing shot
That
block.
Yeah, I will say, watching Jacob Slavin, like, with my own 2 eyes in person, like, I knew he was good, obviously watching on TV, but seeing him for the first time in person, like, he was very, very clearly the best defenseman in the whole entire tournament. It was very, very, and he didn't even have to really score or do anything offensively. He was just everywhere the puck was, dude. He was there. And even watching that live, dude, that was just like amazing to watch live, bro. Like, especially just watching. And, it sucks that Faber obviously didn't get to play too much. And I would have liked to see him play with, honestly, like to see him play with Slavin a lot more that tournament. But, you only had, what was it, like pretty much a couple games to win, 3 or 4 games to win. So it was sad that we couldn't really see them together. But I think that next go around for that tournament, hopefully, dude, I'm very fucking I'm praying, dude, this whole Russia thing gets fixed, because I don't know what's up with that. You guys would probably have more information than I would on that sort of situation, but I really think that if Russia was in the tournament, it would have changed a lot of the tournament.
I will spare my
But-
opinions on this for another time, but just know that if there's a lot of countries we could ban if we're banning Russia from IOC competitions. Now let's just keep it at that for now, though.
Fair enough. I just
Yep.
think it's not.
And the
right.
Red Sox sold. It is 6-5.
There you go, Dash. Bruins
Nice.
won,
All
Dash.
right. All right. So,
That's
next name on the list, This is a name I had to fight for because a little bit because I really thought he deserved to be on this list after this past season. Is Dustin Wolf.
Oh,
I
He's a
have
dog.
him. I have him at 15. Actually,
we got Faber at 15 though.
I know that's on my
No,
list.
this is his
Oh,
list.
your list. Oh, your list. I'd put him at 14.
I think on
All
my
right,
list
so
he's
I got
19 or
114
20.
and 115.
He's also at
Dude,
15 for me.
Are you guys
16,
kidding me?
okay.
Are you guys are joking, right? 50 these rankings of 14, 15, bottom quarter rankings. I think he was pretty easily the best rookie this season, and we have another rookie in this class at number 5. Which I mean, I don't know if five's the greatest position, but I digress. Like Dustin Wolf, you guys should really look at how the Flames how they did on all sides of the rink, and then look at Dustin Wolf's play, because I don't think the Flames would have even been close to in that playoff race. It came down to pretty much the second to last night in the league for the Flames to get eliminated. I think the only reason that even happened is Dustin Wolf. For me, I got we have Celebrini so high. I honestly like. I kind of have to just forfeit trying to fit him in so high. I would put him in probably 7.
The much I can push up for Wolf is like 11.
But also, I have another point: is I think putting goalies, having ranking goalies in this list at all is a bit questionable. With
I agree with that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it's a tough one.
I do think
That's
Um,
why I even think with Dash, but that's why I have him so low, is because like to compare Wolf to other players, it's so hard because
Yeah, it's in a way it's a little unfair.
like yeah,
here's the
I
thing.
have to agree. Wolf was lights out, especially being a 7th round pick. I mean, he was
That's why for
basically
me,
the reason
it's
why Calgary did so well.
it's
But like,
just being a 7th round pick, and it's I don't know. I don't think that like I think he should. Me personally, I think he's 20th, just last. Like I think that like with that, what like with what he said, what Dash said, yeah, it is actually extremely hard. But I feel like there has to be at least like one goalie just to be fair. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like you can't just exclude the position just because like
No,
I
I'm
kind of
not.
understand. You know what I mean?
I
I
think
kind of understand what you guys are saying because, like Dash said, it is very, very hard to kind of. If we were to do this list without goalies, it kind of is. There's no way he would kind of fit in. But obviously, having to add one, with adding a couple defenders in the mix, I thought it was just safe to say Dustin Wolf should probably be me personally. Obviously, my vote doesn't count, but I just threw his name in the pool because I thought he should be last,
no, and
or at
that's
least an
Well, here's
fair.
the
honorable
thing.
mention.
But the reason
Um,
why I don't have him last is just because of what he did for Calgary.
Yeah, he definitely made
uh,
Calgary a wild card contender.
For
that's
sure.
why I have him so high. Here,
But the
again,
reason why I don't have him so high is because there were so many other players, of which also were the main reason why their team was competing so well, and they were
but
doing it at a pace of which was in a way a bit more impressive.
Yeah, I
I
agree
But then
with
mean,
that
again,
as
it's
well.
just so hard to compare because those were actual players, like offensemen or defensemen, compared to
well,
what a
there's like a
goalie,
very
right?
inherent reason why it's harder to compare goalies.
It is.
They're a lot more volatile. They can provide a lot more goal value to a team, and they can also
take away a lot more.
yeah, they can take away a lot more. Yes, it's much wider for goalies than for skaters, which is why it's so difficult to compare. And the responsibilities between a forward and a defenseman are a lot different, are a lot similar than compared to a defenseman and a goaltender, forward goaltender. I mean, this is pretty obvious, but um, that that's factors into why goalies can have so much different goal value, goal impact value, whatever you want to call it, compared to skaters, and that's why it's much harder to rank them fairly and accurately. Even though we're kind of like, if we're really thinking about this, we're ranking everyone based on like a very general value factor. Um, so that's why I think having any goal, like trying to rank a goalie on here, is questionable, especially when we only have this goalie for the sole purpose of having a goalie. That being said, if I'll make my best. I'll put in my best effort to fit him in, and I think he should be a lot higher than we're giving him credit for if we're going off of that.
He should.
I
but-
like what Amari said at 20.
Like I do think like, you know, like obviously like you just said, I think like him adding the value, I think is just like I said, is the only thing I'm thinking of. Because obviously, like you said, value can depreciate as a whole, and it's a little bit obviously it's a lot more different in the discrepancy of responsibility. But yeah, that was the whole reason why I pretty much had him in the pool. So yeah, that was like an interesting one. But so what number do you guys think he should be at? Like,
I'm happy with 20.
Yeah, 20 is there for me. It's just I can't justify putting him like I've got I think 4 more defensemen on this list, and I think 3 of them are in the top 10 that we haven't even touched on yet, which is crazy because
Also,
there's some really good ones coming up.
Yeah,
yeah, actually, the next one I was gonna read is actually someone who Ben is a big fan of.
Yeah.
Is it? No way. This
Lane
is gonna be
Hudson.
fun.
There's
Yeah. I figured.
Yeah.
before we get into him,
Oh, that's gonna
there's
be good.
one
That's
player.
gonna be fun.
There's one player that I know you guys didn't have on your list that I threw on mine, a winger, but I'm going
Who
on
is that?
baseball practice. I might have to leave by the time we get to that.
All right,
Um,
yeah,
We'll
let's
do
let's
20
try and
for Wolf.
fly through this. Let's try and fly
We'll
through
do
this. All
20
right,
for Wolf. We'll do 20 for Wolf.
20
Yeah, I
for
like it.
Wolf.
That's fun.
So Lane Hudson, we got a number.
I'll put him in my top 10 at 10.
He's
I think I had
exactly.
him at like 11.
He's exactly at 10.
I got him at 10. I like 10.
Ooh, sick. So
I had him at 12.
so
I think it's
Does-
going to being 10. I think it's
you think he's good
I
at
had
10?
11.
I think 10's good too.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll go to
Sounds good.
10 because I just remembered some other defensemen I want to put him. So
All right,
All right,
next on the list, Jake Sanderson.
Ooh.
I had him at 4.
so okay. I mean, this is kind of crazy because we still don't have anyone in the 2 spot, but I'm
Yep.
not putting him
Yeah.
there. He's got to be like, I don't know. Personally, this might be crazy. I think he's better. I think he's a better player than Caulfield is.
That's fair.
I just think.
Yeah.
I just
I-
think
Put him
that's
at 6
fair.
then.
He totally revitalized that defensive core. I mean, Shabbat was
absolutely.
He
All right,
was not
so-
only fragile, but he had way too many miles on him. He was.
I put him
That's
at
the
6
issue.
or 7.
Shabbat.
So let me read
Shabbat
you
kinda
guys
needs
the
to
numbers
go.
you guys have available. Okay, just quickly.
Overplayed.
You guys have 3, 6,
No.
7,
No, we have
9,
Two.
We have
Two.
2.
2.
I-
Sorry, I apologize. You're right. I typed it in the wrong spot. 6, 7, 9, 11, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19.
7's fine.
7 is fine.
yes, 7.
Yeah.
7.
That's fun.
Because
Yeah.
there's
Jake
a
Sanderson.
defenseman that we're going to talk about later that should be higher than
I
than
personally
Favors,
don't
Sanderson,
think
et
Lane
cetera.
Hudson should be higher
Hudson,
than
too.
Sanderson, but call me wrong on that.
He's
No,
not.
we
He's
have him
not.
lower
Hey,
than-
Hudson's at 10. Hudson's at 10.
Anderson's
That's
nasty,
10.
bro.
Sanderson's disgusting.
Yeah,
I
He's
literally-
disgusting.
I have Sanderson at 9.
yeah.
That's a fair spot.
Isn't 6 still available?
6,
Yeah, but-
yeah.
See,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. There's another guy that I've got. I'm thinking.
Yes,
Stop.
yes.
All right,
same,
let's
same,
just stick
same.
with 7. It's good enough.
All right,
Alright.
so next name, Dylan Gunther.
Ooh, I had
This
him
is the
at
name that I
19.
didn't. This is the name that I didn't think people were gonna have on their list.
I don't
I
have
had him at
him.
19.
Yeah, we didn't have that name. I'm not
I
gonna
don't
lie.
have
to
him.
you.
as honorable mention.
I have him as HM. HM for me.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Two
I think
HMs.
I think I have him at like 14 or 13. The sole
Yeah,
reason
you
is
do.
I spot here.
you look at what he's doing right now. He's not playing with Utah's top players right now. He's not playing with Keller. He might be playing with
No,
Cooley. I
he
don't
is
think
playing
so.
with
I
Keller.
don't think he's being cool.
Is he? I don't think he's playing.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
playing
think so.
on the first line with
No,
Keller. and
I thought
Cooley.
he was on the
Yeah,
first line.
he shares a lot of minutes with Keller, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Regardless,
Like if I
he's what is he? 21, 22?
22.
He's been with Cole and Keller in the last game, so
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Honorable
look,
mention.
how many goals did he score this year? 30? Like that.
Yeah, Dash has a point. I don't
He
know.
has one of
He's-
the best
yeah.
shots. He has one of the best shots right now in the league, and it's
He does.
underrated because he's on Utah. People don't know it,
he has
But-
27 goals.
dude. I would not be surprised if he gets close to 40 next year. I might be crazy.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah,
be.
and I'm not gonna
he'll be
lie,
top
I agree with
15.
I
that.
watch
He'll be top
Utah.
15 on this list next year. He'll be top 15 on this list next
For
I
year.
like
sure.
your honorable
I
mention.
feel like another strength on Gunther is his ability to get into those open areas to receive a pass.
He
I
does
Yeah.
do that a lot.
He's great at that.
Hallmark of great shooters. Yes.
All right, so number.
I got him at 8.
So somewhere between 16 and 19, I'm
I
assuming.
have you
19. Put
you
him
put
at
me off
19.
guard because I didn't have him original on my list, but he's on that. He's on 19.
19.
I'll
So
put
two
him on
19s,
I'm still
Yeah.
going HM.
Me too, Owen.
two
I'm not happy with
HMs.
that, but I want him on the list, so I'm just gonna go 19.
Let's
19.
go! Majority
I want.
rules.
I have him at 13 on my list. I think 13 or 14, but
All right. Next on the list, Mo Sider. That's a good one.
Oh, I
That's
like.
the other.
I
That's
like
the
most
defenseman I have above Sanderson. I have 8.
yeah.
HM for me.
I had a.
Oh,
Whoa.
That doesn't make any sense. I had him at
Okay,
11.
wait.
By the way.
Let's
Okay,
get
no,
through
no,
the
no, no.
ranking. Let's
I
get
can
through the
see-
rankings, and then we can discuss after because I want to get through this with Dash on the board.
Before, I'm walking my thing first, so I'll be have a little extra time. But the thing about Mo Sider, which I can see why he's an honorable mention, is ever since his rookie year, his production's it tailed off the first year after and stagnated.
Yeah,
It's
but
not his
the thing
production.
you have to
That's-
look at is
I can promise
most-
you, I don't value production a whole ton in defensemen. I think production's an overrated metric for defensemen. Anyway.
Okay. But I'm saying like that, I could see that being a reason why you could have him as an
Okay.
honorable mention instead.
The thing
I
with
like him
Maurice
at 9.
Sider is he's more developed into a defensive defenseman, and that's clear by his points total. And as a defenseman, like a defensive defenseman, he is pretty good at it. I mean, he could be capable of being that shutdown D-man on not only power play or PK or just in general if there's some sort of offensive rush going in towards Detroit's zone. I mean, he's not afraid to get physical, and I've seen those few goals that he has had. He's got one hell of a clapper. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
impressive. And
Okay.
especially for
yeah.
where he was drafted, he wasn't touted to be much of anything, and he's actually improved nicely
Yeah.
for
I
the
think
risk that Stevie Y took on him.
Yeah,
I think some of the issue for Sider is that Detroit doesn't really have any like offensively minded guy on that back end from what I can
No.
think of.
You have
Like, there's
Simone
the other-
Edmondson, but
But
Okay,
he's
let's be
another
fair to-
defensive defenseman.
yeah,
Let's be fair to Sider though. I will be fair to him. He does have to play a lot of minutes with Ben Sherratt.
Yeah,
he has
like,
in
come
his
on.
career.
That's bad. That's bad.
I know that
yes,
that's
and-
probably the major reason why another major
Sherratt
reason
might
why
be the
his
worst
points took a
defenseman in
dip.
the league. So but again, that's
I'll
if
put him
anything
at-
that will help me put Sider above HM. That would help me put him like high in the like 20s or like in like 18.
Like,
I
this
guess
is-
now that we have those filled. But
If you took Justin Hall and Ben Sherratt and put them on Boston this year, the team gets worse.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Well,
that's
that
gonna
any
be
team
the-
gets worse with Sharp. He's the
Oh,
worst
yeah.
defenseman in the league. He might be the worst defenseman in the top 6 defenseman in the league.
Like with McAvoy and Lindholm out, if you like instead of replacing them with AHL guys, if you put Ben Sherratt and Justin Hall there, that team is literally worse than them with AHL players.
Oh
Yeah.
Although
Oh,
that's
Justin
gonna be
Hall's
your
had some,
defense
Justin
next
Hall's been
year.
really good before. So, Justin Hall is has some of the. I think Hall's results are affected some of the same ways that Sider's are. Regardless, I like Sherratt being bad. Yeah, that will hurt Sider a lot, and Sider does play a lot better without Sherratt. To be truthful with you, but everyone was a bit too enticed by those first couple months in his first full NHL season, where he's throwing hits. He's throwing like 20 hits a game, scoring.
He for
scoring
sure
every other
would.
game. He was. I mean, he was kind of on a bender. It was fun to watch, but he stagnated a lot. His puck management is
38 assists,
pretty
this year,
questionable
So, I mean, that's
in-
not bad.
yeah,
All
that's
things
still not bad.
considered.
So
it goes to show that he has some offensive prowess. Like he knows where to pass when needed, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
the
he
thing
still has good individual. He can still provide good individual offense. He's a top 4 defenseman. He still has the capability to be a top pair defenseman in his career, but that again, this is a ranking. I have to consider the other defensemen we're looking at.
There's one
There's
more.
so many we haven't talked about yet that are better. That
There's-
I would take over Cider, no problem.
There's one more specifically that I can think of right now.
There's like 2 or 3 for me.
Okay, maybe
I
I'm
like-
missing a few, but there's definitely
Alright.
one.
Next one.
Yeah,
Wait, where are we putting
Wait,
Cider?
we
Where are
didn't
we putting
decide.
We have to put Cider.
Oh, you guys didn't decide 7? Sorry, did I?
No.
Or
we
excuse
have
me,
10%
6. I apologize. 6.
No, wait.
I
So
said
you
9.
guys got 2, 6, 9, 11, 14,
Nine.
What about
16, and
11?
17, and 18.
Nine's good. Nine's good.
The
9.
lowest,
9,
the, lowest
9,
I'll, the lowest I'll put him is 11, but 9 is
I
fine.
still
I
have him
put-
H10, but I get B here, so
I put it 11.
Majority rules.
9 or 11.
All right, who's next?
11 or 9.
9.
Oh, I thought I heard 9. Very
Nine-
Okay, it's a
nine-
tie.
nine or
It's a
11.
tie. So Owen, what did you want? It's a
Oh,
I
tie.
go-
Yeah,
I-
Owen,
I put
tiebreaker.
it at, I went H. I just okay. I guess if I have to break the tie, I'll put him as low as possible. 11.
That's fine.
Oh.
All right.
That's fine. That's the lowest I'll put him as well.
Yeah, that's as low as you can go, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
I think everyone's really high on Cider for reasons that are not related intrinsically to his play, but that's I could be very wrong about that.
Yo, I am not pronouncing bro's first name because I don't know how to pronounce it, but Slavkovsky.
You're right.
You're high.
You're right.
You're high.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm retarded.
Okay, I think I should be the last on this, but
I'll go
say
first. I'll go first. Honestly, my list is at 20, but with Gunter being at 19, that kind of fucks things up because we have Wolf at 20 and Gunter's at 19. So it's like I'm not putting stuff above Gunter. So in that case, it would be honorable mention, but I don't like that.
See,
I
I
thought-
This is why on my list I had Gunther at like 13, and I think I had Slavkovsky at like 18 or something like that.
You had him at 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like 17 or 18.
I just don't believe it's better than Gunter.
No,
It's
It's
That's
not,
kind of-
but the problem is we have these guys placed already, and we
Yeah.
can't change it now.
That's the tough thing about blind ranking, which is why I like it.
is. I have
That's why I
him
like
at
it.
20 as well, but I guess if we're gonna have to do next best, it's 18.
I like 18.
I'm fine with 18.
Okay, 18.
Yes, 18 was actually 18 is where I would put him on my list.
All
I
right.
thought 20 was controversial, but okay.
Next
I
one on the list.
literally have him at 20.
There you go, and you're Habs fans. So.
Yeah, there you go.
We have Logan Cooley.
Oh, man.
Who's
Honorable mention.
higher up?
I have
No.
at 10.
I'm at 11.
I'll put him at 9 because that's the next spot that we have open.
Yeah, I like 9 too.
I'll put him
I
at
was
9
gonna
as
say
well.
9.
Cooley?
Yeah.
Cooley?
Yeah.
We're talking about Logan Cooley. We're putting him at 9.
No,
I don't know about
I
that.
don't. I'm not putting Cooley in the top 10. There's just no shot. The lowest I'll put him is
Wow.
14. I guess. 14 or
Highest is bottom quarter.
15. Yeah.
Unless I'm like way off base here, I could be way off.
I mean,
base,
you have
honestly.
to take into account that he's also, this is his second year in the NHL?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
And
it
he
is.
just, doubled his point totals from last year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like
that's
that?
why I like him. I put him
Bro's
at-
got silky smooth hands, and he's got such.
He's literally just like a Jack Hughes light.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say,
that's what it'll be for I think his career.
I watch a lot of Cooley. I think it's fair that he's like where he is, to be honest with you.
So are we good with 9?
Yeah.
But Owen, yeah.
The
What do you
problem
think,
that
Owen?
arises now is that we don't have anybody for 2
Oh.
still.
Yeah,
No,
I think
that-
honestly, like now that I think about it a bit more, I was probably a lot lower on him because of his rookie year. That's probably just me not managing my biases on certain players very well.
Well, they're
he-
hard
he
to
was-
watch because
Well, at
Utah
that point-
also plays at like 10 o'clock at night.
Nice.
Yeah,
No,
at that point-
that's kind of a lame
when-
excuse, honestly. I think
In
for
Cooley's
me,
rookie year, he was on the third line
Oh,
on Arizona,
Jesus.
and
Look at that.
his line mates were like Lawson Krause and Nick Bukestad.
Nick,
All right.
well,
Yeah, that's
yeah, he was still driving, but his honest was atrocious because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he's
oh,
driving the first
this
line
year-
beside Keller. I mean,
Yeah.
dude's just been lights out.
Yep.
This year he's a lot. This year is actually really solid. I don't. Still won't have him top 10, but I have him closer.
Majority
I'm not
rules.
the same top 10 either.
Where did we put
Majority
Dylan
rules.
Cousins?
We only have guys. Well, keep in mind we only have
HM.
6 and 9 left for top 10. I'm not. There are again defensemen. Like we
So-
are neglecting defensemen so severely right now.
Next name.
No.
Wait. Why are we
We didn't
putting
even put him.
Coleman?
We didn't even rank him yet.
I say 9.
No.
14.
I can't
Who,
put him.
Cooley?
Who do we have at
I'm
not
11? Who
putting
do we have at
Cooley
11,
top 10.
12, and 13? Who do we have at
You
11,
have
12,
Snyder's
and
at
13?
11.
Cider,
12 is Bedard.
Bedard,
and
and
13
Nyes.
Yeah, man. Cooley's going to be better than Nyes. I don't doubt that.
But that's right
Like-
now. That's not in the future.
That's why I said he's going to be better than Nyes. Like,
Yeah.
So that's 14.
This is why this is a good trial
I
run.
don't
So
know.
now you guys are
I'm
going to know
liking-
how it's going to go when we do this next year.
I'm liking 9 still.
Me
I'm
too.
sorry.
I don't like 9. I don't like 9 at all.
Nova.
9.
14.
I
2
don't-
14s, 2
Wait, I'm
9s.
on 14.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Majority
Sa-
rules.
Tiebreaker.
All right, majority rules, so
I don't-
14?
No,
Brutal.
9.
It's 9, and I don't like it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Majority rules at 9.
Oh, well.
And I don't like it.
Nova says 9 here.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh,
Wow.
Wait, Dash, did you say 9 or 14?
He said
I
9.
said 9.
It's
Okay, so majority rules, it's
It's
9.
min
Yes,
Owen on
sir.
14.
I like
The
that,
problem-
though. All right,
the problem
next
is-
name. We got Owen Power.
Oh,
HM. HM.
HM.
Move
I
on.
had him as HM as
Okay.
well.
Me too.
This is
Yeah,
the
HM,
issue.
move on.
Is now
Wow.
who, like, we still have 2 and 6 open. Who is left in this list? It's going to be 2.
Matt
I
Boldy.
got Matt Boldy.
HM.
Matt Boldy.
HM.
Matt Boldy's at 2
Matt
for me.
Boldy.
This dude said HM? Bro, what?
No,
No,
HM.
no, HM for
Power.
power.
Yo, yeah, that's gonna
Power,
start
dude.
some-
Wait, why are we
HM?
going through so quick? We're
I
talking
know.
about
Hold on.
power and then-
HM
Yeah,
for
let's
power.
back up. Let's back up because I know that Boldy at 2 is like a little like.
I don't agree. I think Stutzel's better than Boldy, but
I
that's
do
just
too.
I do
That's
too.
a little ambitious.
Boldy
I
at 2.
personally think.
Boldy at 2. Easy.
I
Boldy
agree
is
with
easily
Owen.
at 2 for me.
Yeah, but okay. So where we play? So Power's honorable mention.
But we'll get to that. Owen Power. So
He's
where do we
HM.
think you guys got?
HM.
HM is
HM.
gonna HM.
Wow. Oh shit.
He
Okay.
is overrated and mid as
He's not overrated. He's just not that good yet. That's
And
it.
he's
Like,
also
Okay.
that's it.
So
Buffalo,
then
guys.
you guys do know that you guys are gonna have to fill these with some with like other HMs to put on the ranking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I gotta
Alright,
go.
so-
My train's here.
So we got. Oh shit, dude, that's kind of crazy.
My train is here, dog. I gotta go.
All right, Dash.
All right, Dash. I was
Yeah,
fun.
bro.
Thank you so much, Dash, for giving us the
Yeah.
list in the pool, bro. We'll see you on the flip
Sure.
side.
Let me know what the final rankings are, and I'll put my words in at the very end, I guess.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
All right. So,
All right, brother.
Damn, so
enjoy.
we don't get a deciding vote anymore.
I guess I'll be the deciding vote
Yeah, you can be this IMO now.
because I'm not completely inept, dude.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what? The next one we're gonna do is top 20 over 30, but that's
That's
gonna be
fine.
first. The next one. So
Top 5 over 40.
yeah. Yeah, that list is gonna be fucking short.
top 15 about 35.
All right, so
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Doesn't count as retired.
okay,
Oh, fuck.
so there's, you know what's kind of crazy? I think we. So where do you guys want Matt Boldy at 2?
Yeah.
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 But Matt Boldy at 2.
I can't even really argue that because he would have been at 3 for me probably.
He's at 1 for me.
Oh, that's
Really?
fair.
You had him
I
above
like
Hughes.
that.
That's a
I
little.
like
that's a
Oh,
little
yo,
nuts.
yeah,
That's
wait.
a
I
little
might
much.
hate Jack Hughes, but like he
I had him at 3.
fucking. There's no way you put Matt Boldy over Jack Hughes, dude.
Yep.
Ben, I agree.
Adam Fantilli.
Adam Fantilli for me is 17.
I had him as an honorable mention.
For me, it's an HM.
HM.
No, yeah, I can see it.
Majority rules there, brother.
Yeah. He's done well though.
Because if you look at Fantilli's stats, it's like he just got 54 points this year.
How old? He's like 23, right?
But
Yeah, he's
okay,
young. I think he's like
he-
22.
He is 20.
Oh,
He's
whoa,
20?
whoa.
God damn.
Hold on.
So he got
That's
20.
why it's
got
hard to really project because
Yeah.
he's not as established as anybody else on this list. Well,
That was
I'd
his
say besides Connor
Mo.
Bedard or Adam
Mo.
Fantilli, who are like top first overall generational talents of their draft class, but whatever you want to say on that front. But I just feel like with Fantillis, he needs more playing time to really truthfully
I think he
say
has the
where he
line mates
should
to help
go,
support him as
right?
well.
Yeah,
He's got Dean Evison as his coach, so that's all.
Yeah. And he's
No,
also
I'm dead
playing
serious.
in flipping Ohio, where players
the-
just
I
the-
mean, like,
of the
that's
Chicago-
decent. I can't lie. They almost made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dean Evison is a good coach. Don't get gaslit otherwise.
No, he is a good coach.
All right, so
So I like him at 17.
I
But-
have him as an HM.
If we want to put him as
HM.
HM, I'm not opposed.
all right, so the initial player pool, we already blew through those names, and now we have to go through
HM.
The
The one-
HM pool.
the HM
HM
pool. So
Well,
now
I
the
was
open
really
slots.
mad with some of the names on the HM pool, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I was really mad when I saw some of the names on there. So
I highly agree. I think that there's I'm going to read the HMs, and then I'll let you guys discuss about who you guys think should have made it. Obviously,
no, let's
on the
just go one at a
list.
time. Let's just go one at a
But
time.
so you guys have
important.
6, 14, and 17, right?
Yes.
6, 14,
So,
16
16.
too.
And
And
16.
16.
So first name on the HM list, Matty Beniers.
I had him
He's
on the
HM.
list.
He's HM.
So
I'd
we
say
can just
keep him
do
there.
all right, so we could just do stay or go
Yeah.
Stay.
for HMs. So stay.
Stays in
Yeah.
HM.
Stay in
yeah.
HM. Stay in HM.
No, stay into an HM.
Yeah, so stay or
yeah,
go.
that's
So
what I
should
just
he leave
asked.
the HM
Yeah.
pool or should he stay?
Stay.
Amari.
Stay.
Amari.
Go.
Stay.
Amari.
Stay. Who
All
are we
right,
gonna
majority
put above him?
rules. Majority
Amari.
rules.
Yeah.
What's folks?
We haven't heard anything about Quentin Byfield.
Yeah, he
get
didn't
to
make the
him.
pool. He's on the
didn't-
HM pool. He's in the HM pool.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like I
don't
said,
that. I don't like
this-
that, dude.
I had
You-
Beniers ahead
Listen,
of
I'm just
Byfield
the
on my
host.
list.
I let you guys do the pool and stuff. So
Yeah,
All right,
that's
can I
fair.
push for
Yo.
Byfield at 6 at least?
no, absolutely fucking not. 'cause-
absolutely not.
Yeah,
Bro,
no,
Patience.
no. Majority
Patience.
rules.
Patience.
And he's not going at 6.
It's not at
There's
6.
no way Quentin
No.
Byfield is the 6th best
6
out of this pool of players. There's no
Six.
way.
Oh wait, would you put him higher then?
No.
No, lower,
Lower.
bro. He is not better than the top 10. Not even. That's not even a
I
discussion.
have a name for 6.
So we didn't even
Yes,
get to
I
him
do
yet.
too.
Can we get to him? We didn't even get to him yet. So next name on the list, Kent Johnston. Kent
Yeah.
Johnson. Stay or go.
HM.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
All right. Spencer Knight.
Ooh.
HM.
Stay.
Easily.
Yeah.
All right.
HM, yeah.
Guys, we gotta fill.
Alexi Protas.
I have him on the
that
list.
makes
He should go onto the list for sure.
I'd put him
at-
Alexi
No.
Protas has
I agree with
improved so
Nova.
much.
You guys are taking way too much stock into him shooting over 20%.
Recency
That's gonna
bias.
die.
Recency bias.
Yeah, I think
but
that's recency bias, too.
But this whole list is basically recency
Yeah.
bias. Isn't
No.
it?
True.
No,
We're
nothing
using
here.
as much as we can for.
No,
for
but
players.
Protas is this past season bias.
Yeah,
Not-
that's what I'm saying. Protest
Yeah.
has been amazing for the. He's
But-
been one of the reasons why Washington's been where they were.
Yeah, that's true too.
Protoss was really good, but keep in mind we have a lot. You guys have an idea of the names we haven't talked about, right?
Yeah.
I think that should be enough. That should be convincing enough.
He's on
you
my
guys
HM
tonight.
for me.
Yeah.
We only have 4 spots left here. Are we really gonna put Protoss over some of the names we're about to get to?
Well, what other names?
Nah,
Well,
because
what other names?
Logan Stankoven, he's not going over him.
Stankoven, Thomas Harley.
I'd put Stankoven at 6.
What? No!
Why?
No! Get out of your fucking mind! Get out of your fucking
No.
mind.
That's good. That's legit good. That is a good choice. 6 for
Wow.
Stankoven is good, but I wouldn't put him there myself. I have
Because
another
you
player
guys
in mind
left 6
who's also in
open.
the playoffs too.
Because I
This
have
is-
someone.
remember,
because I have
you guys
someone-
left 6
so if
open.
He made the
I have-
playoffs, then where's
I
Anton
have someone
Lundell?
for 6.
Lundell's
Listen. You
very
keep saying
based, yeah.
spoke. You keep saying where's Anton Lundell? I did not come up with this pool. I'm the host. You guys gave me the pool. You guys are the analysts.
Bro, Spoke just
Oh.
I like
lost
Stankoven.
today.
That he's lost.
Yeah, you
Oh,
lost
yeah.
in the sauce.
So
I'm just the
we have
host.
4
You guys
more
are the
spots,
analysts.
right?
Huh?
We
have
have,
4 more
6,
spots.
14, and 6, 14, 16, and 17.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben, for also doing it along with me. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
I'm doing
Yeah,
extremely
it.
helpful.
I have it
I've
written
been
down on the
writing these
list
down
as well.
too.
I
Thank
would put protest at 17, but
I
I
would
would
not.
too.
No,
I would not.
No,
Bro,
HM.
where is
HM. He's an HM.
where's Luke?
All right, so
Larry?
William Eklund.
HM.
HM.
All right, that's
Really?
fair. Connor McMichael.
HM.
HM.
Quentin
Love you,
Byfield.
dog.
Okay, that's where we get. Is
Not
that
an HM.
Not an HM, yeah.
I think he should. I think
17.
he should be 14th.
Who?
I have him personally.
I feel that's really good. I really like that.
in my
but
list.
Two players I want to have above him. So I'm going to go set our 3. Actually, I might leave a spot open, either 16 or 17.
I had Byfield at 18.
He's at 17 for me.
I like
do
Byfield at
17.
17.
So yeah, do 17.
So 17.
All right, there we go. We're making progress, boys.
Well, this is remember it's the first time, so this will go a lot quicker when we do this in the future.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right, who's next?
So we got Thomas Harley.
HM.
6.
Okay.
Owen loves Thomas Harley.
I do too. He's not an HM, but he's not at 6.
Then let's
He
In
is
my
at 6.
in my
Thomas
list,
Harley.
in my list, he's at 14.
Oh,
Bro, he is
whoa.
better than Sanders. He is better than Sanderson. He's
No, he
better
is
than
not.
Faber.
No,
What
no,
the
no.
hell are you
Yes, he
on
is.
about?
It's not even
No,
close
he's
either.
not.
He's the star. He might be the
No.
Star's best defenseman, save Heiskanen, and even
Yeah,
then.
Sanderson's
Yo, I'm gonna
the
get my
best
charge, I'll be
defenseman for
back.
the Sens,
All right.
bro.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's sense
Sanderson's a
copium though. That's
two-way
sense copium.
defenseman.
That's his job.
Sanderson's a two-way defenseman. He can both be relied
So is
upon
Harley.
offensively and
So is
defensively.
Harley.
Is he?
So is
Like,
Harley.
I love
Yeah,
Harley.
I can understand the Harley love.
Yeah,
Six is like a little ambitious, but I
Yeah.
can
Dude,
understand.
Harley
the
was-
love.
only reason
Harley came
why
in. Harley got picked for. So Harley came in late defenseman as soon as he came in overnight. Harley's that guy. He's better than I think any defenseman.
I just
we've
have someone
talked
else.
about on this
I just
list.
have someone else at 6.
So do I.
I mean, if
I
you
know.
wanna
I know.
really
All
get
right,
into the
so-
nitty-gritty,
So
Sanderson
where
had
do you
57
think?
points and Harley had 50? So
14 for Harley. For me.
I don't care about production. Like I said, production is overrated for defensemen.
I'll put him at 14.
I mean,
It's
say
14.
what you want. I think production matters for defensemen. Just goes to show how capable they are. But
No,
anyway,
it's even
Yeah,
more production's
this
more
is its
variable for
own-
defensemen than it is for forwards.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know,
more
like-
conditional.
I can kind of see what Owen's saying though, because there's like we just had a conversation about Jacob Slavin. Like he's
but-
literally
Yes.
he could win a Norris if he just scored 60 points.
I know.
If he produced
Literally.
like other top defensemen, yes.
If he just scored 60 to 70 points, he'd win a Norris.
Like-
it
Production total isn't all like the say all be all for defensemen because obviously you have defensemen which are defensive defensemen which get next to no points but are just reliable as fucking do their job
Well,
adequately.
defensemen that produce are generally going to be better. That being
Yeah,
said, it's still an
obviously,
overrated
but still,
measure.
you have
It's still a-
someone like this is, I mean, a horrid example, but whatever have you. You had someone like Tyler Clevin or Parker Waterston
Tyler
at
Clevin,
times.
good
Like
lord.
they aren't points darlings, but on the team, they just went in, did their job right, and no one gave the damn about their production. They just cared about what they were doing for the team defensively, and that's all there was to it. So I think both like on ice and production does count for defensemen. Both of those at the same time.
Production matters way more. Or no, excuse me, on ice matters way more than production. Way
I
more
think,
for defensemen.
yeah, I
especially.
don't know. I can't necessarily agree with like the point projection part, but
The other person, the person I have at 6, I just don't see him at 14. Or 16.
so
I'll put
so
him
all
at
right.
17.
So
I'll
where
put him
does
at
Harley go?
14.
Final vote on Harley.
16.
14.
Six.
14.
14, sure.
All right,
14.
I'll-
I have to say the only reason why I'd put him at 14 is what he did in the Four Nations. Like Owen said, that was pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
All right.
Because then again,
Also,
I don't
look, he's
watch
been better-
Thomas Harley, so I
He's
don't
been
know
the-
much about him.
If we do,
Bro, Harley's the number one defenseman for Dallas when Heiskanen is hurt, which is half the season at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So
look,
True.
we're gonna do this next year. Is gonna be 24.
Yeah.
At this point,
So
it might
going-
be even higher.
yeah,
Mhm.
so going based off of the Four Nations, I put him 14.
He'll be
Yeah.
even higher than that next
I like
year.
Next
14
season, be
as
higher
of
than
now.
14.
As of
Ben's
now.
got a good point.
He's gonna be higher than 14 next year.
A lot of these players, majority of
He should be
them,
higher than
when
14
they
on this
get
list.
more,
And not gonna lie, if Dallas somehow comes back in this fucking series, he automatically gets shot, and he plays well,
Harley
like
will
well
be-
enough to
yes.
impact. He will automatically get shot up on the list. Automatically,
Harley will be a reason that happens if it does happen.
he'll go
It
above
will be
Nyes,
because of him.
Bedard.
Yes.
He'll go above Nyes and Bedard automatically.
He
Yeah.
should be above Nyes and Bedard right now. Like that is insane. I mean, that's just
Nyes,
insane,
I'm
to
not
be
sure,
honest.
but Bedard is a conversation.
All right,
Like,
who do we have next?
I mean,
to
maybe.
go back on Cooley, I wouldn't have him 9. I would have a place. I would switch. Like if we could switch, I would switch Cooley and Harley.
I don't think you guys really watch Utah though. I think
like Cooley.
I've watched.
I watched Cooley a bit.
I have watched.
I
I've
watch a
only
lot of
watched-
Utah.
I've
like-
watched highlights, and Cooley was really
Highlights
really
are bad for
Yeah,
especially players,
I'm
so-
sorry, but if you never use the phrase as an analyst, I watch highlights. You are gonna get
That's horrible.
murdered.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
lose a
that-
lot
that-
of credibility when you do that.
Okay, get murdered.
Any sport, like that is the worst thing. You
I
can
mean,
possibly
hey,
say.
you gotta get your fucking game somehow.
That's
how
true.
Am I gonna watch
Yeah, but
every
if
But
you
you
want to
can-
like
so-
understand what players do, highlights are bad. Like they're not useless.
The best
in
videos are
conversation.
ones that like they break down the tape. The best videos on any sport are ones that break down certain tape frame by
Thinking
frame,
about
and it
how
doesn't just
And
And
highlight.
the hallmark
It
of a
doesn't
good
just-
analyst is to use clips that don't result in a score. in
Yeah,
this sport.
literally,
Like,
it has to be a clip that is a negative play that you can explain either potential out of, or you can explain
Yeah.
why this player is where they're at. Like highlights
positive
only.
plays too,
Like
yeah.
if you watch, like think about it. If you were to sit and watch Zion Williamson highlights, you'd be like, "Holy shit, this dude's LeBron James." But then you watch like him play a full game, and you're like, "Okay, well, he checks out on defense sometimes. Like he's never on the floor, like injured. Like there's other things that probably would be a factor. You'd be like, okay, well, clearly, like he's on the court for fucking 30 games a year, so clearly he's not LeBron James. Like you get what I mean?
Yeah,
Kind of the difference. So I feel like hockey that matters so fucking much. Like football,
It
like
matters
hockey and
more.
football, film is like everything. Especially football. But yeah,
The
so
QB room,
Ben,
shout them out.
Ben, I have a question. Just because now we're at this point, honestly, I'm really curious to hear who you have at 6.
Personally, is way higher than for me. In my list is at 2, but I have Wyatt Johnston.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah.
not
What?
good. But,
Yeah.
but Stankoven is better. Stankoven is
I
better.
like
No.
that.
Yes.
Oh,
Are we gonna have to talk about it? What individual shooting does to players'
Oh god.
reputations? Are we gonna have to have that discussion today, Ben?
Thank you, Vince. Going in my 6.
yeah. We haven't even
Can I
gotten
mention
him.
that
Also, Stank-
Stankoven-
You wait,
by the
hold
way,
on. We went through Stankoven
guys,
already, and you guys said HM.
It said HM, yeah.
One thing about
So-
Stank, we didn't talk about Stankoven.
No, we
there was
did.
one
Yes, we
person
did.
here
Yeah,
that
we
was
did.
complaining
We
about
No,
did.
my
We did.
list.
We did.
No, we did not.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
did.
did because he was before Byfield and Harley.
Yeah. It was
Well,
before.
no,
Bill
someone brought him up briefly, and then spoke was like, "Oh, he's an HM," and then everyone just dropped it.
I put
We
him
didn't
at
have a
6.
chance
What
to
are you
actually
talking
talk
about?
about him.
It's not.
And
It's just,
he's the Canes' best player in the playoffs right now.
I put him at 6.
I put okay, because I have someone else.
Yeah, this is
because
why
I
we
have-
have to coordinate these
right
things.
now, maybe
have-
right now,
I have
but you
someone-
think Stankoven is better than Sanderson, Caulfield, Cooley, Hudson, Sider? What? There's no
No.
way,
Yes.
bro.
No,
Yes,
it's not.
I
No,
do.
it's not. No, he's
Not
not.
bad. He's not better than Hudson, but that's because you guys lowballed Hudson to Wazoo. Like, that's not my fault at that point. And I tried to put Harley at 6, which is a lot fairer than Stankoven at 6, and you guys.
No, I
also
don't like
struck that
Stankoven
down.
at 6.
So-
That's just
so now we're-
diabolical.
That's why,
Now we're
like,
at a
the
cross-
logic
What
has
does
to
Stankoven
stay.
do to you, Ben?
Hold on. The logic has to stay here. Like, if we're not putting Harley above at 6, there's no way Stankoven can go at 6. I do agree with that. There's
That's
no
awesome.
way.
Now I guess.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I mean, I
I
would
think
have
we
him
should just
too
put
far
Harley
from 6.
at 6.
I wouldn't
and
have him
call it a
too
day.
far from 6.
No, because we
Like,
have Wyatt Johnson at 14. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fucked.
If anything-
I think Stankoven at 16, or no, Stankoven at 14, Johnston at 16. Boom.
No.
I think that's a good compromise.
No.
John.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because you already got outvoted on Harley.
This
You already
dude
your only option,
What?
your only option is to switch.
I didn't say. I mean, that's just crazy. Like, wait,
Well,
I
you
mean,
said Harley at 6, and they said 14. So that was like
that's 'cause you
majority
guys.
rulers on
That's
that
because you
one.
guys don't watch Dallas, so I can't really.
I
Do much.
do
You guys
watch
don't watch.
Dallas.
I watched Dallas.
You
I
don't
can't.
watch-
I can't say Thomas Harley's out of this pool of players. There's no way he's
And
a
I'm
6 best
only
player.
I'm only saying Harley from the Four Nations, so it's small sample size.
I'm saying
for
him
me.
from his years of from his like 3 seasons of being just insane.
There's 3 teams I will tell you I confidently do not watch:
2 to 3
Seattle,
seasons.
Seattle, Columbus, and Philadelphia. Those are 3 teams I do not fucking watch. Everyone else I pretty much. And well, actually, I do watch
Philly
Buffalo
is
because
not
they
watching
play.
Philly is kind of crazy though.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was like, Philly's fun to watch.
I mean, I'm a Bruins
No, they're
fan.
bored. No, they were a drain to watch, no doubt. But I was mostly saying that because they're in the same conference as Boston.
I like.
And then
watching
Claude
baseball,
Giroux
though.
left,
That's
so I
it.
stopped watching them. But anyways,
Fair enough.
Oh,
so
Why Johnson? at
you
6?
got you have Kochetkov, and you have Braden Schneider
No.
and Jackson Lacombe.
no.
They
No,
all
okay,
can
no.
stay.
they all can be left out of the.
Yeah.
Lacombe is the only one I'll consider. The Lacombe.
Lacombe.
If I was handpicking all of these names, I'd have Lacombe top 20 actually.
I have
Probably
Lacombe.
20th.
I have Lacombe. Yeah, probably. I will have Lacombe in the HM.
I would put Lacombe 20th if I was doing this list, but everyone else can screw off. For
Yeah,
sure.
So I
Braden
guess
Braden
so.
Schneider shouldn't even
So
be
do
in-
we put?
Braden Schneider shouldn't even be in the pool, to be honest.
So do we put? Since Dash also agreed, then let's just put Dustin Wolf in honorable mention.
We can do
It just
that.
makes
Yeah.
it just makes sense. I don't know. I feel like I
Yeah,
probably
I spent like 5 minutes explaining you why Goalies
Yeah.
are questionable to.
Yeah, we can
rank.
put both
Yeah.
in the honorable mentions and put like Lacombe there.
just because he's a goalie, which is fucked. But like, it is what it is.
Well, we can also reconsider what we're gonna do with all of the Dallas Stars legends. And
That's
I still
also. I was
include
gonna say
Stankoven in
another
that.
reason why you have to put Wolf there. Just thinking about it is because Stankoven and Johnston are left out. There's no way
No, oh my god.
because I had Stankoven in the original list in the original pool.
Yeah, Stankoven's top 10. I feel like we're all tripping when we're not including Stankoven.
Okay, we can switch out both and put Stankoven in there.
Ooh, that's bad. That is
That's
just
bad.
Nah, if anything,
That is-
he's got to be 16th and like.
You know,
I-
I'm not saying at. I'm not
I
saying
I think
at 20.
Johnson's 20th, honestly. Johnson.
Oh
I think
no,
Johnson's
no,
20th
no,
more.
no.
Yes.
Nah, I'm
Bro,
sorry.
Why are we all
No.
You guys-
blazing Wyatt Johnson all of a sudden? What
That
has he? What is he? I don't think what he's done is so much better, if better at all, than what Stankoven has done, other than play an extra year.
How? This
I-
man list shows up in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Is he the
dude, I'm
best- is
sorry.
he-
He
Stankoven
showed-
showed up more than Johnston. What? Stankoven's been more valuable to Carolina this postseason than Johnston has to
Wait,
Dallas.
But you keep using
but
this
here's Bud.
postseason. They're literally not even going to get to the finals, bro.
Can I also
Neither-
mention that
uh,
So
this
neither
is
team.
if you're using
Stankoven's-
We're
one
also talking
postseason
about
as a
individual
sample
players
size,
and not teams. So, yeah,
but
we're
how are
talking
we
about-
using? We can't move the
I'm
goalposts
also-
though. We can't move the
No,
goalposts.
I'm not. I'm just saying it's just an example. I like.
Can
it.
I also
it's just a part
mention
of the
that
argument for me.
This is
there's a lot
Stankoven's
more
like
to it.
first full season in the
Yeah.
NHL.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Like Fantilli, there's not enough to really justify a lot. I'm gonna just be real.
Yes,
with you.
there. I
like I
will
had
show you the
Stankoven
notch.
in the original.
I'm telling you,
pool.
I have a very good reason for having Stankoven high.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna just
but-
mention this
Owen,
right now.
Owen, I
Fun
had him-
fact,
so
but
listen.
Stankoven
I had-
has played in both the Eastern and Western Conference Final.
Yeah, but listen. I had Stankoven
And he
in
was
the
an
original
instrumental
pool.
part of the last.
No,
the run
Owen.
last year for Dallas, too.
Hold on. I had him in the
Why?
original pool, but I had him no greater than 19 or 20, dude. There's no argument you can make for Stankoven being higher than 19.
No.
He shouldn't be close to
I-
the top
Yes,
10 at
there's-
all.
He's better than. I mean, he's definitely better than like Slavkovsky and Gunther.
That's okay.
I don't know why Johnson had 33 goals this year, dude.
I know.
That's
why I have him at 6.
Johnston can produce fine. That's not part of the. I don't know why you guys want me to like to value production so much. I don't. That's not.
Because production.
Yeah, but you're comparing two. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I think Owen and Nova should have their own episode on like why production.
No, because like
Oh my
Stankoven,
They should
dude.
have their own episode by themselves.
But the thing is what the reason why this is going back and forth is because you can't just move the goalposts and then say because Stankoven's doing what he's doing this year
Oh god.
that like excuse me, sorry,
That's
that like
Well, I brought up last
different
year's.
type of
I brought
air
up
here, bro.
last
Different
season
type
as well.
of air here, dude.
Yeah, but Johnson did the same last year, so it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. So then if we're going off of that, then there's no way with that logic you can put Stankoven ahead of
Like,
Johnston.
Here's the thing I'll say. Yes, Stankoven's been a pretty noticeable player for the Canes currently in the playoffs. But like Fantilli, he just doesn't have enough of a runway to justify anything, unlike other first years like Lane Hudson, like Celebrini, or even Bedard coming off this is second year. But because those players are just more generational compared to the likes of Stankoven and Fantilli.
I would have put Stankoven 6, but good lord, he's not. He should be in the top 15.
Yeah, but if you're using this past season as a metric, how are you putting?
I'm using his full career.
How are you putting a full
career?
Yeah,
if
but
you're
it's,
using
Wait,
okay,
it's
so
his
then
first full year.
this is his first full year.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
know, but he played last
but then
year.
you have to put
played,
into
he played good minutes to end last season too. He was an everyday middle high end middle six player for Dallas last year too, and they went 6 games in the conference final last year too. He played a lot of hockey last year, is what I'm saying.
yeah, but that's like me
for-
telling you
for
Tyrese Halliburton is better than Steph Curry just because he's been shitting in the playoffs this year. That literally,
No,
that's like me telling you
no.
Tyrese Halliburton's better than Steph Curry just because he had a few game winning shots. Like he doesn't have Pascal Siakam on his team and that logic is it doesn't make sense. You're saying a 30 goal scorer can't be sixth. A 30 goal scorer who scored 70 points and someone who just scored 14 goals in 78 games goes on that list in a full season over him? There's no way.
He had he had probably the worst finish. He had the worst shooting luck in the league.
Okay, we can't go into
you can't use luck as an analytical point.
It's just like
matters.
going back to the whole highlights
it's relevant.
thing.
Yes,
it's going back to the whole highlights thing. You can't be an analyst and use luck. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes, you absolutely can.
No,
yes.
you can't.
You can't.
Yes,
that's
you can.
like okay. So then, were the Celtics injured or did they just get unlucky?
Have you guys ever read a Jay Fresh article? Have you guys ever read an Evolving Hockey article? Have you guys ever read?
But Owen. Here's one thing I don't just because other people are doing a certain thing doesn't mean like that means that that's the criteria that's held.
It's an important contextual tool.
I'm just saying Macklin Celebrini scored more goals than Stankoven. I'm just saying.
But here's the thing, Amari.
That's fine.
Isn't good.
Here's the thing, Amari. According to Owen, production doesn't matter. So
no, I said it doesn't matter. I said it's overrated.
That's why he's making this argument when in reality this argument is literally based off of production. You're using Owen. You're using so your first logical piece of information was their career from the start. So then that automatically leaves him out of the question of the list. Literally. Automatically, if that's the criteria we're using, Johnston immediately should be 6th over Stankoven.
Stankoven has 2 games over 100, by the way. He has 102 games in the regular season.
Okay.
He has 52 points.
So are we good to just come to the conclusion that Stankoven's honorable mention and we'll fill in the other
yeah, like the logic has to stay the same. Like moving the goalpost.
It is the same. Either.
Sorry.
I'm saying you guys value production a lot, which is why you're putting Johnson on. I'm telling you, his production was harmed by poor shooting luck, which is going to regress to the mean. That's another conversation, of course. Not one I plan on going into right now. I don't know. I have different information in front of me than you guys have, so I'm gonna value him differently.
Well, that's like that's like saying I value Stephen A. Smith's information more than I value.
I don't, because his information's not.
He's like, that's the point. Like that's the whole point.
But I'm saying mine's is not. I take care of the information I get.
I mean, Owen, I'm just saying,
Because you
if,
do your
if
own
you're
fucking
using the
information.
logic, if you're using the logic because you like a player's potential more and not what they've already done, this list is not based on that. That's why
No,
it's an
I'm
under
no. This is still
25
no. It's
age
still as
list.
is. It's still as is. This is still an as is argument for me.
But Owen, it can't be because you're moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
I'm
That-
not.
that's-
End of the day,
I've explained to you what I've explained how this all connects together. I don't
Yeah.
really understand. You.
I mean,
But
if you
Owen-
think Johnson's just simply better, sure. They're close. I would have them very close. I literally would have them. I think a step apart in the list. But unfortunately, we put ourselves in a position where, I think for me, Stankoven 14th, and then 16 we put Johnston, or other way around. Like that. I think that's
14
more
is
than
14
But
is
like-
like,
but
14
like
is
my-
like by Harley.
But like my question is, if that's what
I
you're
think we should be
using,
moving Harley anyway. 'cause
if
we're also
you're
on,
using sample size as an argument, then and
I'm not
you're
using it as a sample. I never used it as an
so
argument.
then what? So then what are you even trying to get him on the list for? Bro, because of how many games he's played and this being his first full season, sample size matters in his case. You can't just say it doesn't
Yes.
matter in his case and then use
No, I'm
we're
saying it's
using
just,
the
it's just
totality
not
of
why.
someone's
It's just not a
career.
part of my reasoning. I'm just saying it's not a part of my reasoning. I think 100 games is enough to start having these discussions.
What? Oh,
Yes, it is.
Oh,
100
God.
games is enough. 100 games is enough to have a discussion on comparing players. It
all right.
really
So
is.
then, if that's the logic, then why is Bedard and Celebrini on the list? If it being their first season,
That's celebrating you, man.
I didn't say where the threshold stopped. Bedard's played 2 full seasons and Celebrini's played a full season.
okay. But it being his first year, if that's the logic you're using, how is Celebrini allowed to be on this list? That doesn't make it doesn't.
What about
I'm
my
not
logic
understanding.
would not permit? No. What about my logic would not permit that?
Like I'm not understanding how you could argue
Very
so
bizarre.
hard. But then, okay, so that if this is what we're doing, and we're taking, because remember, this is an under 25 list, so sample size and how much they've played and contributed to winning matters too. It's not. We're not just saying like
And I used that, and I did use
the
that in my
Sarge
argument as
before.
well.
I guess, for example, right? Since Matt Boldy is second on this list, has he or has he not contributed to winning?
he has.
He has.
Okay, but would you say
Yeah, yes.
even though Ben had him at 1, would you say he's 1 over Jack Hughes? Jack Hughes is on a worse team. He's probably generally consensus 1 on this list, other than Ben.
I don't think. I mean, it's a little nuts, but I wouldn't say it's like ridiculous.
But I just don't. I don't.
mean,
this,
I'm
I'm just trying to understand the thought process. That's all.
I think you're. I think you're. I think you're just a little confused on some of what I'm bringing up. So that's fine. I don't really care to have Stankoven higher than Johnston, but I personally think that there's a good argument for it.
Can we agree to on each people have their own opinions and put majority rules, and wherever Stankoven is, and say Levine?
Oh yeah, duh. I
Well,
just wanted to
that's-
understand the thought process. It
All
wasn't
right.
like,
Well, that's
you know what I
the-
mean? Like,
This whole part is like most of the video.
I know that's the thing I'm trying to say.
so
like,
you haven't even said anything most of the video. I would watch you. I would
Yeah.
watch your mouth, brother.
Hey!
For real.
I don't really care what
I would pipe down there, brother.
Spokes provided next to nothing this episode. So
I would
I'm not too
come with
concerned
that.
yes, it's
Spoke. We needed a little bit more analysis from you. It's just been in agreement the whole time.
and
I mean,
here's
like, it was
me
mainly
not
open
like fully in
action.
tune with a lot of these other players, trying to provide the best info I can.
That's why because I can't say I'm very aware
No,
of any of Stankoven's game other than like
I'm not
obviously
either.
this past season, just because like obviously like I watched Johnston more than I watched.
I
you
do
guys are gonna make me watch. You guys are gonna make me put together a film
Yeah.
package for these.
You know,
two,
okay,
aren't
here's
you?
the
You know
thing,
me, Owen. I'll sit there for 5 hours and watch film, dude.
All right,
will.
all right,
I'm the
bro. All right, bro.
You,
All right. All right.
you know
Owen.
me,
Alright,
dude.
yeah.
I'm all about the
Owen,
film,
me,
right
bro.
you
after
got me.
this. Owen, right after this, put a video compilation just to prove us wrong. How about that one?
Hey, I fuck with it.
Not only video, I will have everything. I'll have my.
Oh,
I'll have-
everything by the end of the night, 12 o'clock.
No,
want
okay,
you to
that's
go
Monday.
on.
That's
Come
okay.
on.
Fucking
Well,
aside.
I
Or
gotta
just
look
send
at
us
my
a couple
phone.
links,
No.
you know?
Adamant,
it's
you
not
have
possible.
so much info. 12 o'clock tonight. It's probably super easy
that's-
for you.
No, but
12
yeah.
o'clock
I
tonight.
mean,
I don't have possibly enough time today to watch. Like and I'm telling you, when I get video, I'm trying to get like at least 3 games of video. I don't have enough time to watch 3 games through.
But okay,
Oh,
by
Then
the
you
end of
lose
the
the
week,
argument.
I would
But-
not
yeah,
lose the
alright.
argument. I
But
would
the
not
thing
lose
is,
the
the
argument by
argument's
default
fresh
for that
today,
alone.
buddy.
so
Argument's fresh
I think
today.
that overall though, like that was like obviously a good debate, just because like
was.
obviously
Okay, so
some of us
So
are
Johnson
not
at
familiar with either player, so some of us
No.
obviously are,
So
you know,
Johnson at 6. All right, there you go. Nice. Thank you.
like I
No.
just
Well,
I
how can
that's
we have
why
Johnson? So how is But now we have to start having the conversations on
We can't
What's
start
the-
moving players.
Now we have to have conversations on Harley and John.
We
Okay,
can't
let's
start moving
before
player.
we
Ollie
do
is
that.
stuck at 14.
nah,
but
but
before we-
Johnson at 6 does make sense. He just had
Thank
a 30,
you.
Yeah,
30
Like,
he had a 30 goal, 70
Yeah.
point season.
as a defenseman, right?
In my own fucking list, he's at 2.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
Harley. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say Harley's the defenseman, but
Yeah,
Johnson.
No, Johnson has been amazing for an defenseman on Dallas. He's been amazing.
Like, in
I'd
my
say
own
even
fucking-
better than Jason Robertson to an extent.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This past season, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And, like-
literally in my own list, Johnson is at 2.
Yeah. So
Oh
what
my-
spots do we have left?
Wait.
Oh.
No,
Wait. You had Johnson above Hughes?
Yeah.
You had Johnston above Hughes?
Yeah.
All right. Good epi, boys. I gotta go.
Wow, yeah.
No, that one, yeah, Ben, I can't back you up on that. That one's
That's my.
Dude, and I dislike Jack Hughes, like as a player, obviously.
I'm with
but,
Amari on that because I also dislike Jack Hughes.
but, like that's outrageous.
That is
That might be just me liking Johnson as a player a lot.
I
Yeah,
do.
Owen
Like, I love the guy, but
So
yeah.
what spots do we have left?
Dude, I don't even know. We
16
got
and 20.
open.
16
All
and 20.
right.
Wait,
So
so we put Johnson at 6.
Majority rules.
We put Johnson at 6. All right. So we remove
Yeah.
Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf's out of
Wolf's
here.
an honorable mention.
Alexei Protas at 20.
No.
No.
Okay, so these are the okay. So since there's obviously still 2 more spots, you got Kochetkov, Schneider, and
No.
Lacombe.
No.
No.
That have at 16. I have someone who is not in this pool.
Who?
Okay, so who?
Leo Carlson.
Oh,
Oh,
what the fuck?
Yeah. Why is
Mari,
okay?
that's
Yeah,
your boy,
that's
too.
valid. I was gonna say, where is Leo Carlson? That's
Mari,
that's
He was
valid.
injured. He was injured. So in all fairness, he's got to probably be 20th.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
How about we put him 20th and Victor Eklund 16th? I don't know if that's
It's
behind you.
it's
That's
Will
behind
Eklund.
you.
Victor still is
Oh,
on.
sorry, William Eklund. I get the two mixed up.
Wait,
William
Maddie
Eklund
Beniers?
genuinely had a
No,
half-decent season.
Beniers, no.
Beniers is honorable mention. For me.
Beniers
Yeah,
is
can we have Eklund at 16th? I think that's valid.
No, because for 2 spots, if we really,
Nah, Eklund's not better than Byfield or Slavkovsky.
yeah,
I'd put Eklund.
Eklund's an HM.
I'd
I
put
think-
him as an
I don't know.
but
I don't
you
know,
could
dude.
argue that he's at
Leo
open.
Carlson somehow has to make this list.
16.
I agree.
I think 20's cool because of injury.
Yeah, just because he was
So,
injured this
20's
year.
a good take,
I
and
don't-
then maybe next season he can move off.
If he wasn't injured, there's no doubt in my mind he'd be close to 10.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe next year he'll prove it. He's a great player. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong.
He is.
He's on a young Ducks team that has potential.
Another guy that is not like on the poll, but he's an honorable mention for me is Kirill Marchenko.
Yeah, that guy should. I think.
But he's an HM for me.
Yeah, I don't know. He'd have to be an honorable mention.
don't
He was
know.
an honorable
Yeah.
mention for me too.
He's
Another
great.
HM
Don't get me
I
wrong.
had is Voronkov, but I don't know if he's...
No.
No, I really like Marchenko though, but HM for him is fine.
Like if you look at Voronkov, like
I mean,
Voronkov's 24.
you probably could put.
You You could put Marchenko at 20.
Nah, you could put Marchenko at 16.
Yeah, I
feel
like
that's
Marchenko at 16 a lot. He did a lot with CB.
like this past season. I don't know. Like I feel like this past year, I found myself watching Columbus a little bit more than usual. Like just if they're on, because like
He cooked the Bruins. when
he was cooking. Yeah, I saw a couple highlights, obviously
Cooked.
online, and
I
then
mean, if you
obviously
really
wanted
want
to
to
see him
know,
play.
dude jumps from 42 points to 74 this year.
Yeah.
Has 31 goals
He's-
and 43 assists. I think
Dude,
that is
CBJ's
pretty
future is going to be
noteworthy.
fine. That team.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of. The first thing I thought of was the point jump when you guys
Dude, if we
mentioned
do
that.
this list in the next 2 years, it's going to be really
So
hard.
it's gonna be.
I'm
So
not gonna
much-
lie, this list is drastically gonna change next year.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's for sure.
Because CBJ also has defenders like Denton Matejchuk, who's going to definitely prove himself.
They also
Absolutely.
have other players like Del Blues.
Yeah, that guy's
And
blew
Savolzi.
up the AHL this year too, right?
Yeah, bro.
He blew up the AHL. But this is how's Luke Evangelista,
All right, so
guys?
What?
How's
Finalist.
Luke
finalist
Who's at 16?
Evangelista?
Marchenko?
I put
Marchenko.
Marchenko.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Say the
Makes
final
sense.
list. Come on.
Jack Hughes at
I'm
one.
not gonna like this, just saying, but
All right, Jack Hughes at one. Matt Boldy at two. Timmy Stutzla at three. Lucas Raymond at four. Macklin Celebrini at five. Wyatt Johnson at six. Jake Sanderson at seven. Cole Caulfield at eight. Logan Cooley at nine. Lane Hudson at 10. Mo Sider at 11. Connor Bedard at 12. Matthew Nyes at 13. Thomas Harley at 14. Brock Faber at 15. Kirill Marchenko at 16. Quentin Byfield at 17. Juraj Slavkovsky at 18.
great pronunciation.
Dylan Gunther at 19.
No.
Leo Carlson at 20. And honorable mentions 1 through 10. Dustin Wolf at 1. Mason McTavish at 2. Dylan Cousins at 3. Owen Power at 4. Adam Fantilli at 5. Matty Beniers at 6. Ken Johnston at 7. Spencer Knight at 8. Alexei Protas at 9. And William Eklund at 10.
I like it.
That's good.
That's good.
We
Honestly-
started
Wait, I
with
have 11 in honorable mentions. What the fuck?
You have 11?
Power, McTavish, Cousins, Fantilli, Johnson, Knight, Protas, Stankoven, Eklund, Wolf, and Beniers.
I'd actually keep your eyes on
Oh,
this next year.
Benier. I mean, yeah.
Knight
I guess
have
Beniers is a little bit disrespectful to not have him in HM, I guess.
it
Wasn't
would be
he one of the
because
best?
he is currently the future piece for Seattle.
I thought that was Shane Wright at
Yeah,
first.
didn't they? I was going to say San Jose traded him. Crazy.
Wait, who?
Didn't they?
Yeah.
wasn't he on San Jose before?
No,
Oh,
he
he
was
literally
the
got
fir- he was the
drafted
first
by
draft
Seattle.
pick of Seattle.
Oh. Why am I
thought
think
Shane
I'm
Wright
thinking
was Seattle's guy, but I don't know.
there's some maybe I'm thinking of somebody else that San Jose traded that was young.
Possibly.
And they just got him.
It's that European Edstrom. He gets like
Edstrom.
traded so many.
Hey,
He's
David,
like,
That was someone else. He was a
I don't know
forward,
who
think.
else, but
Was
I
it
mean,
this
poor
year?
Edstrom
Amari,
gets
what
passed
year was
around
it?
like
This
a
year?
blunt.
What'd you say, Nova?
I say poor Edstrom gets passed around like a blunt. First he starts with Vegas, then gets traded to San Jose, then gets traded to Nashville. Who knows where he's gonna go now?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
who-
no, that's cooked. But Spoke, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know.
Let me check.
It's somebody, dude. Like, and he was young and like decent. And I was like, why did they trade him?
Oh,
Like-
Zetterlund.
Yeah.
Zetterland.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
why did they
okay,
trade
I'm gonna be
him?
real with you right now. Zetterlund was a no-show in both the playoffs, and when he even
Yeah.
got to the sense, he only had, I think it was like 2 points.
Yeah, I don't know. That was odd. Like, he was doing so well in San Jose, and then they were just like,
But
oh,
the,
see you
the
later.
thing is, it's same thing with San Jose. He came over from Nashville.
No.
And,
Oh, shit.
No.
Or sorry, he came over from New Jersey.
Yes.
And when he came to San Jose, he was slow. But
He
then
was-
the next year, he popped off.
It was in the Timo Meyer trade.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was. He was a
Timo Meyer.
huge trade with like Hakataka and Ahoytuk and
Hashtag
30,000 other different players.
Makamadulin. There you go.
It was like a Gilmore type trade, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was insane.
All right, so quickly before we go,
Then it's got about honorable mentions. I guess.
Oh,
So Power,
shit, just
Power
left.
McTavish.
He just left.
nah, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Quick,
and he's gone.
We lost the host, boys.
I'm here.
Asshole. Quickly before we go, fucking, I just want to get you guys' thoughts on like the off season so far for the teams that obviously aren't in the playoffs, and like where do you think like you guys' team should go? Obviously, me and Spoke being Bruins fans, Marco Sturm just got hired as coach. Which, if you guys go on our page on the Bay State Media Collective page, we did announce the hire. I think personally, like, I don't see it as a bad thing. The Bruins have nothing to lose, and I think I'm gonna make this point very fucking clear for a lot of Bruins fans too. Bruins fans are very fucking spoiled, and it's about time I got to say this shit because it's been a long time coming that I could do this on an episode. I'm very, very fucking sick and tired of my city. Like seriously, like no. And you guys have seen me talk about it for
No, he's
weeks
right.
now.
I've
And
witnessed
and like it's just, but this is the same thing we did with the Patriots, dude. This is the same thing that happened with the Celtics, dude. They cried. They fucking cried. Crybabies, dude. And as much as we hate to admit it, dude, a lot of us are fucking crybabies. I'm not one of those people. So when people are saying trade fucking Jeremy Swayman when he didn't even
that's so stupid.
I get it, dude. The Bruins didn't necessarily handle that situation all too well. But as we know, like I said in episode 1, the Bruins played fucking hardball with him in the first place. So the Bruins fucked themselves having to give him that money when they could have probably given him less money.
Agreed.
So Bruins fans not even understanding that sentiment and then complaining now on the back end about coaching and fucking GMs. I'd like for all Bruins fans, if most of you are watching, why don't you go find me with half of Don Sweeney's resume? Go find someone on the fucking street. Go walk to any person and ask them if they even know who David Pastrnak is. And you guys want to just go and fucking pick somebody up off the street and act like that you can just do that in the NHL. A lot of these guys are fucking 60, 70 years old, dude. Fucking
and
old. A lot of them are old.
Yeah, in the NHL too. It's insane.
You don't just pick somebody up off the street.
No.
And it's not like the NFL and the NBA where it's like, okay, you can kind of pick up this dude. Like basketball and football is a little bit different. The players move differently when it comes to trades and all that other shit. But with Bruins fans and being so fucking spoiled, dog, we are so spoiled. And all these Bruins fans talking about, oh, Don Sweeney has to go and all this other shit. Well, do you realize that Don Sweeney helped build this house with Peter Chiarelli? So this whole sentiment that Don Sweeney had no part in anything and he was just a nobody before 2015 is fucking it's honestly insane. Like we lose one season and everyone just forgets.
And
It's
honestly, Amari,
we do not handle losing well. The city does not handle losing well. And I have to tell this city and people constantly all the time interacting with them in comments and telling them, bro, go find someone who can do better because you cannot do that. This city is the most winningest city in the country when it comes to sports, in the 4 of the major sports. So
Amari,
I'm not really necessarily concerned or trying to hear all that, oh, Don Sweeney needs to go and trade Swayman. If anybody needs to go, it's Cam Neely. That's the
Agreed.
first person that would have to go. But Charlie Jacobs likes Cam too much. They have too much of a close relationship, and Cam played here for fucking like 20 years. So at this point, dude, like I'm just very sick and tired of like Bruins fans acting like they know what's best for the team. Where if the team listened to all of them tomorrow, they'd be complaining even fucking more, even more. And I think you guys have seen like we've had Bruins fans come in the group chat and our Instagram group chat and come and talk nonsense about trade this guy and this guy needs to go and I don't want to draft this guy. Let's trade the 7th pick. Yeah, the same Pats fans talking about let's trade the 4th pick. For what? When's the last time either team had a top 10 pick? For real. Tell me when's the last time the Patriots had a top 10 pick other than Drake May and fucking Will Campbell? When is the last time that has happened? In our lifetime. It hasn't happened. Literally has not happened. So
I'd like to mention I would not be surprised if we suck another year.
And that's what Bruins fans have to prepare themselves for.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is,
this is the reality. The reality is we're gonna suck again, and we might be a fringe wild card team the year following after that. And Bruins fans are gonna have to suck it up and realize that this is reality. There's teams like the Buffalo Sabres who have been rebuilding for the past 20 years.
Maybe even more, dude.
Maybe even more than that.
It's crazy.
Like real shit, the last time I remember the Buffalo Sabres being good is when Ryan Miller was on the team.
That seems about right.
And he was the Team USA goalie. That is the last time the Sabres thought they had a chance to win anything. A playoff series, a playoff game. let alone that. And Bruins fans are sitting here complaining, oh, we're going to miss the playoffs for 2 years, blow everything up so we can suck for 10.
But that's what we need.
No, we don't. No, we
No,
Not
don't.
really.
No, we
no,
don't.
no, no, no.
Not like
That's the
blow
problem.
everything up to extreme lengths, but like do what we did in the in the trade deadline. That's what I'm
That was
talking
beautiful. I will
About. That's
say
what
that.
I'm talking about is blowing up. We needed that to happen. And
But
we
that's what
had
I'm
it.
saying. That whole thing needed to happen, but
It
it
did.
wasn't just.
That's what
It
I
wasn't just
refer to
trade
as
this
blowing
guy.
up. But
It wasn't just trade Swayman for a 5th-round pick, dude, or some
because
stupid
you
ass
have to be
shit. Like,
smart about it. Like
you know what I
people
mean?
saying that they want to trade Swayman, trade this, trade that, are fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but as okay, shocker, yeah, I am part Bruins fan. There you go. But as a
Really?
Sens fan, I had 8 years of fucking bullshit. And was I crying about it? No, I stuck through thick and thin. And look, first year back in the playoffs is beautiful. But this year, it's bound to happen. Like every year, every dynasty has their end. The Red Wings, the Penguins, the
They
Blackhawks,
just went through it.
they are all going through it. And all those fan bases have to adapt to it. And if you're not wanting to adapt to it, then see you later. I'm sorry. But I saw as soon as Marco Sturm was signed, I knew the direction, or at least I'm assuming the direction is what Sweeney's wanting to do, especially based off of the trade deadline. This year is to not only get Sturm developed as a first-time coach, but it's also to allow the rookies to play because no other previous Bruins coach has let the rookies play, and
Nope.
to also make sure that these rookies can get the proper NHL development.
Dude,
Marco Sturm is good for that. That's why he was hired, and
I'm
that's
gonna
clear
agree
to see. That's the ambition for this year is not to be competitive outright. It's so that we can tank enough to get our 2 first-round picks in a very deep draft high enough to where we can select players of which can help bolster our team alongside of Lysell, Mitten, Lockmelis, Zellers, and so on.
absolutely.
We are 32nd to 31st in terms of prospect pool. It's shit. We have no future. You're saying not waste the years of Pastrnak or McAvoy. We're gonna do so anyway with the lack of future we have. And
Yeah.
like if Don Sweeney wanted to keep up this whole let's just take this husk of a team and throw duct tape on it and like Frankenstein the shit out of it year after year, it ain't gonna be it's not gonna be no future. You
Yeah,
saw what's been happening. We've been sucking every year, but that's been an attempt of doing by Don Sweeney. And finally, a fire's been lit under his ass, and he got the extension because of
job
the
at the deadline.
yeah.
And Bruins fans thought Jake DeBrusk was fucking, dude, this magic. Why did we let him go? It's all stupid, right? This is
No.
why I don't. This is why, because everything you just said is nail on the head, dude. Nail on the head.
It's
Like,
the truth.
like, and these fans, these people who are claiming they're core fans, and this is not the team I watched growing up. This is the team you watched. When is the last time we won? This is the team you've been watching for fucking
Exactly.
14 years. And
This
you're telling
team-
me you haven't
this-
seen this before? It's been
Exactly.
happening for 14 years.
Exactly. These last 14 years has been the 2011 team that has been repatched over and over and over and over again.
And you know what's crazy? Bruins fans aren't going to like this. It's been happening for 14 years because Bergeron, Marchand, Krejci, and Chara are not what you guys thought. They weren't. They weren't. That's a sad reality. And why are we pointing the fingers at Don Sweeney when he did his job over and over and
Not even
over
on the
again?
ice.
And we are pointing the finger at Don Sweeney for players coming up short, for Bergeron and everybody coming up short.
I mean,
This is what we're
sorry,
doing.
but like, okay, here's a perfect example: is Blake or fucking hell, Jim Montgomery. The poor dude was literally turning shit players who didn't want to play for crap into gold. The guy got forced out of Boston because these players were flipping crybabies. They didn't want to play for him. He goes to St. Louis. He turns that team into a legit playoff contender.
They
Yep.
still are.
And that's not
And you know what the craziest part is too? Even though he couldn't get the job done, nobody saw them winning against fucking who did they play in the first round? Dallas or Edmonton?
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. I apologize. No one saw them beating any of the pool of teams though ahead of them though.
No one
Yeah,
saw
it
them
was
actually making the
So-
playoffs.
7.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. Even Bruce Cassidy was also forced out of Boston. Literally the next year, he goes on a team, shows his coaching style, he wins the flipping cup.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
These
Should've won in
players
2019,
are
I-
legit
That's enough.
babies. 90% of the time. Don Sweeney hires them because he thinks that they'll have good talent. It's not his fault why they're playing like complete shit. Most
Mhm.
players nowadays just want the bag and that's it. It's so infuriating, honestly. I miss old school hockey where people just took whatever they wanted, whatever they got, say la vie, and just played hockey. It's all.
Yep. And it was very clear Montgomery didn't want to be here.
No,
It
I don't
was-
blame them.
That was
At the start of
obvious.
the season, we stopped.
Exactly. And it's
That
the
was
same with
obvious.
Bruce Cassidy. Like, I don't blame the guys.
And it was rumored that Cassidy was butting heads with certain players.
For
And
sure.
I don't think that's because I think that's because Bruce Cassidy's always been a hard ass though. That's
He
his coaching
has.
style. And I
He's a
think
good
that
coach.
Jacobs
And it
and Neely and
shows-
Sweeney were fucking sitting there listening to Bergeron and Marchand and all these other. Probably not Bergeron because Bergeron doesn't strike me as a guy who would do that. But it was
No.
rumored that Marchand and DeBrusque didn't necessarily get along with Bruce Cassidy.
Yeah.
Which, when you have someone who's not a player's coach, those things are going to happen. But then when you're letting the players dictate those types of situations, this problem goes far beyond fucking Don Sweeney now at this point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This
I
problem
mean,
is in your locker room, which Don Sweeney does not spend all of his time in.
exactly.
So yeah, I had to get that shit off my chest though.
No, it's all good. I
You're
had
totally-
to as well, honestly, because a lot of these Bruins fans, they're really spoiled. And I mean, maybe it actually is a good idea to be a fan of a very shite team because it actually can mature you like it did for me.
Yo, I go through it.
Yeah, he's a Marlins fan, dude. No expectations,
I
bro. You
mean-
can just
Right
have
here,
fun.
baby.
Yeah,
You can have
exactly.
fun. As a Red Sox fan, as a Red Sox, Patriots, not a Patriots, Chiefs fan, and a fucking Patriot. Nigga, can't even speak. Sorry, dude. I'm so pissed off at this city, dude. But as a Chiefs fan, a Red Sox fan, a Celtics fan, like, and a Bruins fan, I understand what the pressure is. Like, and take it from someone who watched as a Chiefs fan their whole life and grew up in a Patriots family, like watching my whole family celebrate every year and us lose, bro. You can't tell me that that's not pain as a sports
It's
fan.
so
Watching your whole
frustrating.
family cheer year after year, whooping your
it's
ass in front of your
frustrating.
whole family, and you just all you can do is cry as a kid.
Yeah.
All you can do is cry. Like, I get it. That's why I'm telling, like. And I also understand the other side of it because obviously football is the only sport that I follow that I'm not a Boston fan. I obviously root for the Patriots to do well and whatnot, but I'm not like a diehard supporter. You know what I mean?
Of course, of course.
So, it's just like these other organizations have already been through it, and especially the Red Sox. First of all, the Red Sox they literally go. If you look at this past decade, the Red Sox go from being World Series, they suck for like 2-3 years, worst team in the league. All of a sudden, they come out of the woodwork, win another World Series, then they suck 2-3. Like, they have a blueprint.
It's just
Like, they're like-
it's an ongoing cycle.
It is, but like at least it works.
It
Like,
does work.
At least
As long as you
Boston
bring
found
different
out what
players.
works. Like we're about to trade probably Holiday and Porzingis and fucking like, but I guarantee you, Brad Stevens is gonna figure out a fucking way. This trade is somehow gonna make us magically better and crazy better when Tatum and Brown come back. Even though we're gonna suck for a year and probably be fighting for a playing spot, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics win the chip.
But yeah, man, like, Bruins fans, dude, like, fucking get your shit together.
Get ready. I wouldn't be surprised if this year coming up, we're gonna suck.
Get your shit
I
together,
wouldn't
like
be
Bruins
surprised
fans,
if it's the year
please.
after that. I mean, like, we're so
Dude,
in
this
the
year-
ruts right
this-
now.
Here's draft class is good. It's
But
very
yeah,
Gavin
like-
McKenna is in there.
Hey, bro, the next two draft classes are really good. You have the McKenna and the DuPont draft. I'm honestly all for sucking for the next 3 to 4 years.
Me
I'm
too.
okay with that.
And dude,
hey, if
next year's
we are dead last the next 2 seasons to get Gavin McKenna, I'm with it. I'm with
we
it.
get Gavin McKenna hypothetically, if we get Gavin McKenna and even like a top 5 in the DuPont
Bruins fans
draft,
should
I'm
take
okay with that.
everything back. They said shit to Don Sweeney if we get Gavin McKenna.
But yeah, so I guess Nova, since you and Ben, you guys are like teams of two, why don't you two like give us a little after spoke to give us like his opinion on like Boston and like the state of whatever. Like, you guys should definitely give us like the state of your teams and where do you guys think you guys should go in the off season. But spoke, like, how do you feel about like the direction and like the city's
So,
reaction and response to it?
so I agree with you that Boston fans completely spoiled. You were crybabies. Absolutely. That's so true. And what Nova said, like, you see the direction how the Bruins are going with Don Sweeney, who's got re-signed for, I think, 2 years, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years. I'm happy with that. And then we got Marco Sturm. Very good. I'm not mad about that either. I think we're going in the right direction. Like I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if we suck for the next 3 years. Dude, the draft classes coming up are fucking elite. Like, we gotta take advantage of that. Because we've never had a top 10 pick in a while, like the past, like what you just said. And we should take any opportunity to take advantage of those top 10 picks. So I am happy with the direction of the Bruins and how it's going.
I do too. Because I
Honestly,
think Sturm, like
He's going to develop a lot of players. Don't get
he was
me
a
wrong.
development coach though, wasn't he? He was on. He was a coach of Ontario Reign, and he
Antonio
had like
Rain, yeah.
he had a
Yeah.
winning record, and like his whole thing is like development. So like
And
I think
dude, Lizell
it's a clear sign that it's a very clear sign that we're gonna suck for the next 2 years.
Lizell's
Probably
gonna-
3, honestly.
Wait.
And
You guys are right.
You know the signs are there when the guy's only known and mainly known for development of
Yeah.
rookies.
Yeah.
So, Bruins fans, get ready to tank for maybe 3 years or maybe shorter. I don't know. But just get ready to be on the tanking page.
I'm
At
okay with
minimum
that.
2.
At minimum,
minimum.
2. And then we
Yeah,
should
at
be
minimum 2. I really think just one and done like is awful, but
No,
2
you
for
do that.
sure is
You
good.
cannot do that. No way.
With how shit our rookie pool is,
Dude,
it's not
there's
going to be
talent.
great
There's
for
just-
longevity in the future at all. So
Like-
2 years minimum for sure.
Yeah,
I have
I'm
high
gonna
hopes about Fraser Minton though.
Fraser Minton's good. I like.
I
Minton.
have high hopes on Mitten. I have high hopes on Loch
Zellers?
Mellis. I have high hopes on Zellers. I
Lizell.
have high hopes on even Spicer and Loke Johansson.
Wait,
I
thought-
mean,
we know that.
bro,
But,
I'm gonna be
Amari,
real with you. If
it-
you are drafting a guy like Loke Johansson in the 6th round who had legit nothing to brag about, comes over into the queue, just blows the doors off of any expectations, goes into the QMJHL Cup race with Moncton, eventually gets to the point where he wins the cup with them. I mean, like, that's pretty impressive, all things considered.
I'm gonna compare a team that's not in the NHL. So I'm a big baseball fan, right? And a team that none of you guys probably thought, like the Diamondbacks, they sucked for
Yeah.
whiles.
I can confirm.
Yeah, dude, and Ben's a Diamondbacks fan, dude.
And I mean, it's
No
my,
one- they tanked.
Diamondbacks, my second team. So, well, yeah.
Okay, my bad. But anyway, they tanked for a while, and then I think it was either 2 years ago they made it to the World Series. Dude, no one expected the Diamondbacks to make the World Series. That's what happens when you go through a good tank.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
if
for
the
sure.
Bruins do that correctly, which I'm not worried that they won't, they will be fine. We should be okay.
Yeah, 2023 is when they made the
2023.
World Series.
Yeah, so that's my comparison to tanking levels, and I think we're gonna be fine.
Exactly.
So Nova and Ben, like, give us a little Canadian scoop, Senator scoop.
I go first with the Habs.
Yeah, go first.
Honestly, we're in a good place for the future. All we're missing for next year is pretty much a second line center, which is we can get that
You
with
can
either
draft that.
we can not draft because we have one coming up. We just
Oh,
need
that's
like
right.
which
Wait,
is like a
coming up.
Michael Hedge.
Oh, let's go. Yeah.
If you put we
Fun
need
to
like
watch.
we just need like a platoon guy for like until he is ready to go. So if we can either get one by trade or one by free agency, which could be done either way.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to watch
And
it.
What's a
we're-
good target for you guys, Ben?
It's a good question. The one guy that keeps coming up in the discussion for me is either Granlund or Duchesne from the Stars.
Oh shit.
Because they're both in the 30s, and Duchesne is like 34, and pretty sure before he signed somewhere else, he went to free agency a few years ago, and he chose somewhere else like before us. So we it's not like we're unknown to him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we
Yeah,
can
he's kind
instantly,
of a familiar enough
yeah,
face.
we have been linked to him before. It's not like it's a complete like strange situation.
Right.
So either one of those two I would like, but they're both free agents. Like another guy that has come up, which I wouldn't normally like because he's small, is Marco Rossi, but he's like 5'9", 180.
He's also
He's 23 years old.
yeah.
It's like we don't need another small forward. 1 and 2 is young, so once Cage is ready to go, where do we put him?
Right.
Because like, so I would personally I would lean towards the old way, which is like
Mhm.
Duchesne, Granlund, like over like would they say over 30, which like,
Right.
and also with the draft coming up, we have back-to-back picks, which is really good setup for the future. Which is like
Yeah.
we're missing like
Middle
one or
of
two
the
pieces.
first round is going to be really good.
We're missing like one or two pieces. If we don't trade either of those picks, that is literally we can literally have a perfect draft on
Ben,
the
who
first
do you
one.
think you're going to draft with those two picks? Do you have an idea?
I would. Okay, so I've did a mock draft on my own, and at 16 and 17, I have Malcolm Spence, and Logan Hensler.
I'd rather go Aitchison than Hensler, but I don't mind.
I would have gone
Aitchison-
Atkinson and Carbonneau.
Carbonneau's gone.
Carbonneau.
It's gone. I don't want Carbonneau. It's another like.
I wouldn't Carbonneau either on the Habs if I was.
Carbonneau is another like Josh Anderson type of player, which I don't want.
I heard
No.
more of an Alex Newhook comparison, but I guess.
So Ben, what pick do you guys have this year? Remind me.
16 and 17. We have back to back.
Okay, so I feel like what you guys are looking for. You guys don't think that's something you guys can fulfill in the first round?
Yeah, we could like trade. We could keep both and take either 2 forwards, 1 forward, 1 defenseman, or go whatever way.
Dude, I'm excited for
Oh,
Malcolm.
we could keep. No, we could keep just one of the picks and trade one for a player with immediate impact, which could be the second line center.
Yeah,
Or
so
I don't think we're trading both, honestly.
they might not know, but as you know, I was fucking hoping that you guys would beat the fucking Capitals because I knew those motherfuckers were frauds. Everybody was like, "Oh, fucking." They were first place, and Ovechkin scored, broke Gretzky's record. Like, yeah, that doesn't mean you guys are gonna win a championship. Dude.
Breaking a goal record, it's not gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna make the championship team.
That should be a banner in their stadium.
They were like, "Yo, they're gonna win this year, and Ovi's gonna get one because he broke the record." Like, yo, no, you're not, dude.
Just like how there was memes
Oh my
of Columbus
God.
retiring
Oh man.
To
Jonathan
continue,
Quick.
yeah. So to continue on what I was saying,
Mhm.
the draft could really put us in a great spot. We're just like missing, like even after, because let me check. We have back-to-back picks in the first round. We could use both. We could trade one. We could trade both, which would be very surprising. But because I don't think we're gonna do that. But
Mhm.
if we check like what draft picks we have this year,
Mhm.
we have. Let me. I don't want to baffle, so I'm checking. We have two first, 2 second, 2 third, 2 fourths.
Oh, so wait. Okay, so that the second round is gonna be good, and the third round.
Second round, it's Pittsburgh's pick, so it's gonna be in the top 15. So it's like beginning of the second round, and the other second is our own. We have 3.
Oh damn.
We have 3 thirds.
Dude, Montreal's always good at drafting. I can't lie.
Yeah, we have 3 thirds. We have. Oh, you have 3 thirds indeed. Yeah, we have New Jersey, Vancouver, and our own.
Yeah.
And the fourth, we have Detroit and our own.
Nice.
So, we have a lot
Yeah,
of picks. We can really make a move for a center in the draft.
For sure.
We also have a great draft because if I don't go off my mock draft, if for example if just Carter Bear just falls to us, just snag him up.
That'd be a good pick. Dude,
I would absolutely love him.
Though towards Achilles is terrible.
But it wasn't like a full it was like it wasn't partial, which is which is not that terrible.
But good news, he's back on the ice and
Yeah.
he's performing
Yeah,
well.
which is great to hear.
Great.
But
to
he's
hear.
not going to the combine, which is not very concern. Like it's not concerning, which is fine.
No,
But what I would personally do with the picks, if we keep both, it's one forward, one defenseman.
Exactly.
But
Makes sense.
if we keep only one, you go with a forward, probably.
That's awesome. No, yeah, that's good. That's a good direction for you guys to
I
go
think
in,
the Habs have
honestly.
a.
I think you guys, dude, like especially this year, like sneaking into the playoffs and shit. Like now,
Yep.
the expectations are definitely going to be higher. So
Definitely.
that's good.
Yeah,
But yeah, Nova.
especially if we get a second line center, which is gonna be it's gonna be a way
Lozano.
better team because that's pushing a guy down. That a guy that was playing on the second line this year, and it's gonna put a second put like a new hook or a dog on the third line, which is gonna
Right.
give us more depth, which is gonna be really useful. So I just hope we do get a second line center because if we go into the year next year with the same lineup as this year, this is not going no, I won't like it.
That's awesome though. That's a good assessment. But
Yeah.
Nova's kind of in the raised expectations category with his team too.
Yeah.
So Nova, like, what is your offseason gonna look like, and like, what direction are you guys gonna go in?
Just one thing before I get into that. Sad news. Habs legend Jesse Jolinen. Yeah, he's no longer playing in North America.
Really?
I thought you were about to. I thought you were
I
about
thought
to.
the guy died.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you're about. Yeah, I was like, wait, what the hey?
I'm like, wait, he died?
Wait,
Nah,
who? You said UC Jokinen?
Jolinen.
Oh, yo.
Oh. Oh, you feel that?
You know
I
what
thought
I'm
you said
talking about.
UC Jokinen. I was like, that dude's a legend. What?
That's crazy.
Shout out UC Jokinen.
You
That's
actually
elite ball.
said,
That's
like,
elite ball
I-
knowledge right there. What you know about that, Spoke?
He
What you
doesn't
know about UC Jokinen, Spoke?
He's disgusting.
Yeah. Alexander Semin. I'm just rattling off ball knowledge.
And that guy played for the
I
Habs.
know, but tell us about the Senators.
All right, so
Trying to stay
going
on-
into this year, skeptical at first because I mean you're signing Travis Green, who has more of a losing record than a winning one. Didn't know what to think, but we do know that he is a hard ass coach. I mean, there's been legit photos of players not only just bent forward, gasping for air, but throwing up even. So
So you have seen things happen. All right. Okay.
yeah. So in a sense, I mean, that was really needed because we needed a coach that was accountable. Because DJ Smith, oh God, was he awful. And then we make some veteran signings like Perron, and we have Jensen, that was a Chikrin trade. And then we also got Nick Cousins, who not only was a veteran presence, but was kind of like Martian, a rat, shall we say, and Stanley Cup winner. So I was holding optimism, a lot of players coming off of pretty all right and decent years. And yeah, I mean, hold my head up high. We were basically at the point in the season or beginning of the season where it was like playoffs or bust. That's how we were looking at it. And so going in, I mean, we also acquired Allmark. Yeah, started off pretty great. We had our average shitty November, but it was impressive. I mean, we had, oh my God, I think it was a 9-game road trip that was broken up by the Christmas break. And during that stretch, there were several back-to-backs. And you had Allmark injured for a large stretch of that. And you had this rookie goalie in Levi Merilainen just from Finland, who, by the way, when drafted, no one had a word on him. Comes out of nowhere, performs like a godsend. And so, I mean, hey, just to know that our future in terms of in the crease between the bars is nice and secure for the meanwhile. And Omar comes back, doesn't skip a beat, and during the trade deadline, we acquired Nick Cousins for Josh Norris, which I loved. I mean, Nick Cousins is a player of which is not so injury prone. And
You mean
coming,
Dylan? You mean Dylan Cousins, not with Nick?
sorry, yeah, Dylan Cousins.
I was about to say.
I
I'm
get
like,
the two mixed up. Sorry, Dylan Cousins. Like, yeah, there was no traits of where he said he was a bit of a baby, but I mean, again, holding optimism. We're at the point where the team is performing to a point over 0.500 percentage, which was awesome, and we were well in that one C or one wild card. Sorry, first wild card spot. And yeah, we were just hoping from there to kind of just finish out the season strong, and we managed to do so. And overall, I mean, pretty decent growth from a lot of the players, even from like someone like David Braun, who missed the large majority of the season from injury and some family issues, came in, was pretty great, and you had some surprises like from Nicholas Montimpalo and Nick or Tyler Clevin, that was his name.
Mhm.
And then, yeah, coming into playoffs, didn't really expect too much. And I mean,
Almost got Toronto to choke.
yeah,
Yeah.
we
Again?
almost
No
got
shock there.
swept,
No
but
shock
then we
there.
almost performed a reverse sweep, which was very impressive. I mean, I think the highlight of all of that was our, what was it, 4-0 win, 5-0 win in the playoffs against Toronto.
Mhm.
So yeah, overall, it was a pretty great season, but it goes to show, like, going into the offseason, we do need a player who can actually finish, especially on that right side. Our main priority is a playmaker with finishing capabilities, and someone like JJ Peterka has become
available.
available. So, I mean, hey,
Yeah, cool.
we're the deal for Dylan Cousins. Maybe we can reunite the two. I'm not sure. That would be very hopeful.
That'd be a cool duo.
Oh, it would for
Well, yeah,
sure.
because I'm pretty sure they played together in Buffalo.
Yeah, they
Yes,
did.
sir.
Like on the
So, I mean,
same
hey,
line. I mean, no.
So what would
I
you
mean,
grade your season? Like what would your final grade be?
A plus.
Okay.
Like I
What
Yeah, Ben,
said,
how about
going
you?
into the season, it was playoffs or bust. They made the playoffs. I'm happy with just that. I didn't even care if they didn't even win a single game. I'm happy for them just winning or just making the playoffs, especially after 8 years. I mean, come on
Yeah.
now.
we need more fans
So,
like Nova. Boston needs
Ben,
fans like Nova.
Ben, give us a team grade too. Like, what's your team letter grade?
Oh wait, because even though we got eliminated the Habs got eliminated in five. I should not say we because I'm not part of this team. Even though it was a successful season, even because we made the playoff, even though we were eliminated in five, I would say it's literally A plus. Like no,
yeah.
I agree.
we weren't expecting to make the
Great.
playoff whatsoever, and
Mhm.
we we get the last spots possible, and we take a game out of the Eastern Conference champs at home in Game 3, which is really electric. And I think that win just shows that we have a good base for the future, and with time we're gonna be like the Habs gonna be like a real powerhouse. Like
Yes,
also
sir.
to go back with the second line center, another name that I forgot is Bor Harvat. You would fit perfectly
Oh,
here, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, that's
Oh yeah.
a great name.
Yep.
another
That's a good
thing
pull.
with the Sens is we decided to, because of the Dadnov deal, we just decided to give up the 2026 pick
Yeah.
instead of the 2025. Now, mixed feelings, obviously, but the reason why we did that is because we're, unlike the Habs, our prospect pool is very shallow because all our prospect pool has graduated and is basically formed the team that we are now.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're in okay, let's try to restock the coffers like right now. So
I
our
think Bruins
future
should.
can be a little bit more extended. And we drafted Carter Yakmachuk,
Yeah,
which
Carter
Yeah.
Yakimchuk.
Yeah.
which
Unreported.
or as other Sens fan puts it, Yakma sexy. Dude wasn't really touted to be much because his defensive capabilities were fucking atrocious for a large majority of his
Jeff, you.
draft plus or -1. I forgot. But before he was drafted, he was ass up
Yeah.
defensively. But the reason why he was drafted so high was because of his offensive capabilities and the fact that he's also big bodied and he's redhead. And so, yeah, coming into this year, actually, I shouldn't even say this year, but into preseason, offensive capabilities shown. He did a beautiful, and this will always stick in my head, a end to end, split the D,
Yeah. Against the
short
Leafs.
side, I think it was 5-hole on the Toronto goalie preseason. Oh my God, I was
Love to see that.
ecstatic because of
Mm.
that. And right now we have the 21st overall pick for the Sens, and I'm
This
thinking
year.
more Cole Reshny.
That's gonna
As
be a
our
good
pick.
pick. That'd be a great pick.
I would love that. Honestly, I don't really think of anyone else currently because, yeah,
I mean,
only really
with
have.
with the mock draft I have Benjamin Kindle at 21.
The
Kendall's
thing
all,
with Kindle is he's a bit too small for my liking.
That's fair.
I think with Kindle is he works in Calgary because I mean you look at Calgary, they make
I
very
was
very
about to
small
say,
players
yeah,
work.
that's a Calgary pick.
Calgary had Theo Fleury, they had the late Johnny Hockey, may he rest, and those were both very undersized players, and hey, they made them work
I
real
mean,
well.
he is literally playing in Calgary as well with the Calgary Hitmen. So
Yep.
Yeah,
same team as
so
Jack and Chuck.
yeah,
I mean,
that's what I think on the Sens right now. I mean, overall, very positive. I got good vibes. I mean, team's very happy. We're now working on a Claude Giroux extension,
Yep.
and yeah, I mean,
That's cool.
goes to show you that even the coaches with losing records can change a team for the better.
Like another player that the Habs could be selecting with the draft is Lyndon Lakovic.
Lack of
That I have personally, it's him that I have going to Calgary, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Montreal instead of like Malcolm Spence.
yeah. I have 2 grades for the Bruins, and therefore the first half and the second half. So the first half, I can't lie, that's a D plus at most. Maybe
Nah, that's too
I mean,
great.
like,
Just,
yeah,
just call it an F, buddy. Just at that.
I'd say it's an F. Yeah, an F.
like honestly, yeah. I was gonna say like you are smart for a dude doing it in 2 different grades there.
Yeah, and then the second half, I'd say there's a lot of improvement. So definitely a C plus in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
The trade deadline and the call ups of the AHL players who honestly played well. Lizelle Fernati, I can't say his name.
Baronacci, don't disrespect his
Baronacci,
name.
yeah.
Michael
They played good.
Callahan and
They showed up,
yeah,
and Minton also showed up. So it was a great deadline, and that's why I gave it a C.
Kunstadina.
If we go to different grades for the Habs, like if I go like before, for example, like because it really.
Oh, he left.
Where did he go?
He's
gone.
gone.
Oh,
He's
hello,
alive?
Yeah.
hello.
Oh,
Oh, hello.
I gotta see what's up with that after.
Okay, so
Excuse me.
if I go like 2 different grades, if because we brought where we really started like ramping up, being good, we're really showing like what we were capable of. It's in like the late December. So if I separate because it is October from April, so it's that's and how many months is that? I have to do the math real quick. 9, 12. That's 3. That's 4. Okay, it's like 7, 6.5, 7.5 months. If I go like divided by 3 by 5, that's like mid January. If I go half, I think the first half of the season is like a B minus because there were like our November was literally awful. Like November and beginning of December was really fucking atrocious.
yeah, you guys lost to the 2025 Bruins.
Just
Yeah,
like the Sens.
when we got trashed by Seattle at home. We got trashed by
Oh
Pittsburgh
yeah,
at
I
home.
won't forget about that.
That was literally awful to watch. But like if you go the other half, that's easy at A minus and A plus because we literally showed up and really made word that we were worth of a playoff spot, and we got there.
Yeah.
One day the
I
Bruins.
mean, if I were to do the same with the Sens, I would give the first half of the season solid like A minus because they worked their ass off despite a shit November and even just one of the hardest schedules in the NHL
That is true.
to actually get into that first wild card spot. And then I'd give the second half of the season a solid A plus because not only did they go out there and acquire some pretty well, I mean they only acquired Dylan Cousins and like Nick Zetterlund, but
Still
they
great.
went out there and
They did good.
they
Still
Yeah.
great.
acquired some half decent players and they finished up the season strong. And I mean, hell, they almost reversed sweep in the playoffs. So I'm happy for that. That's why I gave it an A plus.
Good
Yeah.
depth pieces, 100%.
Yep.
They're not like wow you in front of your face type of guys, but they're 1,000% depth pieces that'll help you get to the next level. Like I could imagine, like Zetterlund probably won't have too big of a fucking role.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, Zetterlund, he's a restricted free agent at the moment. And so it's hard to really predict. Like he had such a small sample size that I wouldn't want to give up on him yet because you saw what happened with him in San Jose. He got over, had a very slow start, but he popped off next year. So I'd be comfortable with a 2x2, at least give him 2 years. Or
That's
even a 2x3,
Yeah.
just to give him a leash to show what he's worth.
like,
But
like
obviously, because of his like transition, I'm not gonna give him the bag because that doesn't make any sense. And he's also not that type of player where you're gonna give a large contract. So
That's
he
awesome, guys.
he
Good
literally
grades and good everything. I think that,
yeah.
especially Cousins and Zetterlund, that was a great trade. I give that trade an A for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Uh,
The thing with Zetterlund, sorry, there was a legit video of him deadlifting. The guy's got
Yeah.
fucking muscle.
Yeah, the guy's a monster.
He is a Swedish monster, and it showed. Like, okay, he was on a points darling, but my God, was that guy aggressive? He
yeah, hockey
went in
players are
there
beasts in the gym.
and
Yeah.
he put his name on each and every game that he played.
I think
So
I don't remember.
I know. Sorry, Ben, but I know that we
No, go
gave
for
our team grades in our off season, but our friend Amari here is a Leafs fan as well. So I'd like to hear your take on the Leafs off season.
Bro said a Leafs fan.
Whoa!
I like Austin Matthews.
It's the
That-
it's controversial. Whoa!
a Leafs fan is crazy. So
He's more of a Leafs fan than a
A
Bruins
Leafs
fan, by the way.
follower. How's that?
Okay.
Amari? A
cooked.
follower.
You guys are cooked.
I didn't say anything.
When Austin Matthews leaves, I'm just
He was all
following the
Ben.
next. When Matthews leaves, I'm just following the next team he goes to. So
So
Look,
don't give
yeah,
a good.
so the Leafs don't have much time left in my
Fair enough.
in my
Hey,
mind.
they
Here.
might be on the precipice of a little rebuild themselves because that
I can't wait for
core
that,
has
dude. Their
power.
fans would probably blow up the city. Let's be honest.
Me personally,
Another Vancouver.
Another
can't
Vancouver.
I can't make excuses for Austin Matthews anymore, man. Like I can't do it anymore, dude. And I've tried so hard. I've tried really hard to defend this dude for years on end, and this year again just showed me why I can't do it. And I'm not. It's not even the on ice stuff, dude. What boggles my mind is that we go into what's called a press conference, which every athlete does, right? If you're the leader of the team, the athlete who's typically the leader, the outspoken guy, we think of like Russell Westbrook, right? He might not be the best player on the Nuggets now, but he's their outspoken leader of the team, probably, other than Jokic, because he's the best player. And Jokic is very vocal. But I feel like Austin Matthews not being a vocal guy and the body language from these guys, like, I don't know if you guys saw the press conferences, which I'll show a clip here so that everyone else can see it. And, to me, that just strikes to me like a guy who lost trust from his teammates. And when he said there was a lot of passengers, for you to be a leader on this team and be supposedly the best player and to be that tone deaf when you have been the biggest passenger, probably out of everybody on the team in the playoffs, it just strikes me as a guy who just only really kind of probably cares about himself. I think he only probably seems to me he only cares about scoring 60 goals. I don't think the guy really probably cares about winning. His demeanor doesn't say anything to me. He said he was injured the whole year. If that's really the case, and it was his wrist, I guess I'm just talking shit, which maybe I'm probably fucking not. Because then when you look at Mitch Marner's reaction,
Is he
when he's told that, it screams to me, holy shit, he doesn't even like the guy. It's the body language and the reaction of being heard that from other reporters that Austin said that. And then you look at Tavares' reaction. It's just very fucking sad to see that it doesn't seem like they trust him. And for him to say, oh, yeah, Mitch is like a brother and all this other stuff, like watching William Nylander yell at them on the bench, the both of them, we knew that those two were probably the crybabies. Nylander never screamed to me like a guy who's a crybaby, considering he's probably shown up the most out of the three. So, like you said, I think a rebuild's probably coming. The same way we can't waste Pasta's years, the Leafs probably can't waste Nylander's years after they gave him all that money. So,
After he held out and demanded all that money.
yeah, like I said, after
Where do
they
you
gave him all that money, which also leads to the point of, listen, I can't blame them for the bullshit that the front office tolerates and allows. And the rotation of coaches and just blaming it on the coach every single fucking year when the coach wasn't the problem is the same situation of Bruins fans just blaming the GM and thinking that the GM is the fucking issue when that clearly wasn't the case for the players coming up short. When the players come up short and the front office doesn't feel like they need to hold those guys accountable, we see it in every sport. Those guys get to say. There's guys that can just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And that's because some of them probably do show up. But then you see the flip side of it, like Toronto. You're letting these guys do whatever they want, make decisions for you. You are having meetings with these players. When are you going to walk in the meeting as a GM or an owner and say, this shit's not fucking working out and you all need to go? When does it get to that point? And I don't think this playoffs, losing Mitch Marner is not enough. It's
No,
not enough.
it's
They
not.
got to lose Matthews and Marner for the front office to really get it.
Is Tavares
sure.
gonna retire this year, or is he?
No.
No,
Probably,
he said in his press conference that he's wants to come back and play.
yeah, he's probably
Is
gonna.
Chris
He's probably gonna
Tanev gonna retire?
No,
Who
he's
knows?
still,
Dude? That
he's
team
still
is
signed.
old.
He's still signed.
Tanev is still signed.
Oh.
And I think it's just sad to see that the Leafs don't. There's no authority
Actually,
anywhere. It's
I'm
just
gonna be real with
nudge.
you. They screwed. They screwed their future. They traded all their offensive or their rookies, like decent rookies, this offseason or trade deadline.
Yep.
And I was surprised, like Grabankin
Thanks for minting.
and Fraser Minton. I mean, come on now, that was risky as all hell.
Thanks for Fraser. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Did
sir.
we could finish up on this. Talking about Marner, where do we think he's going?
Marner.
Who the fuck knows?
Honestly,
I was
I don't want to say this
actually-
idea because he just joined it back again. But Owen, can you give the idea that you gave us, which was a very fucking brilliant idea? And then I'll say
Which
mine.
one? Which
Where
one?
Marner potentially could go.
Oh, I said something silly like San Jose. I think.
You said Vancouver.
Nah, you said the St. Louis Blues.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did.
I think that that's literally realistic and literally that could actually happen.
That would be really good for the Blues. But like I said, Kyrou would be out. Kyrou would have.
Yeah,
to go.
they don't have the money.
Well, that's what I said. Kyrou has to go if they were going to look at Marner. But it wouldn't be bad. Like the Blues would be better off. I think Marner would have a good chance at winning a cup in St. Louis with all the guys that are coming up. Jim Montgomery being his coach, surely spark a little extra fire. So that I like Marner in St. Louis would be kind of a fun sight to see. I don't think it happens because they value the Kyrie Thomas connection a lot. And anyway, that's really hard. It's very, very, very difficult to trade one of your top players to sign another top player. For teams, a lot of the result in getting players is subject to factors outside of their control. So that would be very tough for them to try to do. It's probably not going to happen. I don't even think Marner's going to look at St. Louis, but it's a fun idea regardless.
We will see.
I mean, since I launched that discussion, I'll say what I think is gonna happen. Personally, I have him going to Utah, but also I could see like teams like San Jose and Chicago looking at him and trying to sign him.
My prediction is Toronto. I think he goes back to Toronto. But other than that, I think my second pick is San Jose.
Yeah, it's a Utah, San Jose, Chicago for me.
I'm going down the road of Ben, and also from the Locked On Senators podcast. Shout out, by the way.
Shout out.
Anyway, yeah. So basically, they see him going to a rebuilding team because, i.e., like San Jose and Chicago, just because he can be a perfect role model for players like Celebrini and Bedard, and just overall the young, vast amounts of talent of which they can put around him, I think would just meld so well. And yeah, that's my take on the whole idea. Personally, if I say where would he sign, I think possibly San Jose.
Yeah, Sid. I think he'll go.
Yeah.
I think, dude. But that's also just kind of hopium on my end. So.
Spoke.
I don't know what team is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Shit.
Okay, so we got two teams. And shit.
Yeah. Those are my teams, basically, yeah. Dude.
Dude is on the team.
Man, shut up, bro.
Are you going to be the one to say
I
it?
think I wouldn't be surprised if he looks at New York, the Rangers.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Oi.
Why is that?
Because the Rangers are in like a difficult spot right now where like they could be contenders, like they need that one guy, but they could also go into a rebuild. It's a toss up, but like I feel like if they get the addition of Marner, they could be like back in playoffs, you know what I mean?
But where are you getting the money for it?
Like
where are you getting the money?
Owen
Easy.
Artemi
Panarin.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they make an opening for Marner, but like I said, that's rare in sports. And
Yeah, why?
Maybe featured Lafreniere, but
yeah, exactly. So
that's the only way I get it.
But that's my take.
Fair enough. I just think with the whole Rangers thing, because there's been those the whole scandal going on with the Artemi Panarin right now. I forgot what it was about, but who knows if he's going to be back with the Rangers or even in the NHL next year. And if that's the case, that's going to be a major hole in their forward core. And I think the Marner could help remedy that extensively.
Absolutely.
So I think, and that's honestly where they get their money, to be fair.
Yeah.
And that's why, honestly, Rangers isn't that bad of a take.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's a great take. I do agree with the Rangers too. I don't know if this is a possibility, but what if New Jersey?
Actually, New Jersey wouldn't be too bad either because of the whole fact of how we were saying about Jack Hughes having next.
They need a number 2.
Yeah,
they really do.
They really do need it too.
They have 12 mil in cap space.
But yet again, what about could Tampa Bay also be a possibility?
No.
I don't. Tampa Bay's got a lot of thinking to do after the season.
No, Tampa Bay is unlikely.
They have a lot of thinking to do.
They do.
But I like that. I like my Rangers take, so I'm gonna stick with that one.
Yeah, Rangers is good.
Yeah, I do think the Rangers is like a very real possibility.
I wouldn't be surprised if they move Lafreniere for Marner. That would be.
That would.
I think they'd find a way to keep them. I think, like Nova said, Panarin might be the suggestion.
Panarin probably will get moved. I don't know how old he is, but we'll see.
Panarin. Panarin
I
is.
think he's in his prime. He's probably like 27, 28.
Panarin is 33, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
He won the Calder at like 26.
Yeah, so maybe
Yeah.
he'll get moved. Who knows? But that's all I have.
Yeah, Nova, that's a good suggestion on the move there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I got for you.
That's
For
fine.
the
Yeah. You know me, I'm going to be delusional. You know me.
Who the fuck are you gonna say?
You know me.
Toronto.
No, please come to the Boston Bruins. Please. Please.
Insane,
Nah.
Tokyo. That's insane.
I'm
Imagine.
sorry. I'm rage quitting at that
Please.
point. I'm rage
Bro,
quitting at that
I
point.
had an interesting thought process, and I explained this in Discord. Shout out to our Discord. Go in the at the Bay State Media and go in our Discord so you guys can chat with us, fuck around with us. We like the game. We like to watch streams. Anything, dude. We watched Streamer University the other day, me and Ant. Fucking yeah, whole bunch of shit. Boom. I had a sick idea. Like if I'm Marner, like if I'm just in his shoes, walking in his fucking he probably doesn't wear black Air Forces, but that's the energy. Like that's the energy. Like if I step in his black Air Forces real quick, like I'm thinking like how can I stick it to Toronto? And like how can I fucking like I hate them, like I hate Matt, like fuck all that, like yada yada, like I'm emotional. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, well, okay.
I'm
So
thinking like, all right, I go to the Bruins because they owned us since I
Still
went
did.
there.
Sorry.
And then I get to play with Pasta and just feed that guy all day. Yeah.
Actually,
So
honestly,
you're doing it solely based off of
If-
revenge.
good
eh?
maybe.
If he's thinking solely based on revenge, the Boston Bruins is the perfect place for Mitch
Yeah.
Marner to go.
I
If
mean,
he's
hey,
thinking with his emotions and he's not thinking logically, like you're gonna go to the Boston Bruins.
Does
well,
that
well.
make the Bruins a playoff contending team?
No.
Absolutely,
Yes.
fuck no. But I
You
know.
know,
Actually, I
friends-
lied.
It does.
Yes,
It does.
yes, it does.
Yeah.
If we get Marner, yes, it does. I do agree. Yes, it does, Owen.
With the
I-
question first line center, fucking Pavel Zaga. Jesus.
Yes, dude. Saka
Yes!
will put up 80
Put
points
Zaka
with
with
Flight
fucking
Nation.
Smoke him,
Pasta.
boy.
Put
Smoke
Zaka
that
with
guy.
Pasta and Marner.
Okay, I didn't mean. I didn't mean to
You
get
kidding
a
me?
Smoke that
Bro's
guy.
gonna have 80
No.
assists.
Good job,
Actually,
Ben.
that won't happen though. That wouldn't even happen because neither Pasta and Marnes are. Actually, well, I would say you would play Pasta second line if Marner comes in.
It
You
would
would-
What the
definitely
hell?
revitalize
Dude,
soccer. Let's just
That'd
say
be
that.
lit.
Nah, if Marner comes here,
It would
they
definitely
Bruins in
revitalize
7.
soccer if Marner were to come back.
yeah,
Bruins in 7.
like that's just a thought process.
Bruins,
But
I
Bruins
like
and 9.
I
so
really do.
this is a great episode.
Dude.
This is fucking awesome. I'm glad we got this done.
Yep.
But before we go, fucking just want to announce because we've been doing a bunch of shit for you guys, including like Discord. That's big for us. We reached 100 plus members. I'm doing like money pool giveaways for fucking fantasy teams for fantasy football, fantasy basketball, for hockey for next season. We are currently doing a fantasy baseball league. We did a bracket challenge for both the NBA and the NHL for the playoffs. That shit's booming. We are also introducing a rebrand because we are doing now football because we got a couple people who are avid football fans, and then we're doing a basketball podcast, which we haven't figured that out yet. But we have a football podcast coming out called End Zone Express, and then we have a baseball podcast called the Bicoastal Baseball Podcast that I'm sure a couple of you guys in here will probably be featured on that already. But yeah, man, this was fucking awesome. I'm glad we got to
Sure.
do this. Finally, bro, we got to make this happen like once a week at least.
For sure. Can I do
But
one more
yeah,
shout out?
dude. Yeah, hell yeah. You guys got anything? Any last
Yeah,
words? Any last
if
shout
you
outs here?
guys are ever into like prospect reports,
Yes,
we
sir.
have
No. Yep.
we have spoke prospect report. I forgot the channel
It's
name, but like
prospect scouting reports with
yeah,
a dot.
prospect scouting reports.
with a
yeah,
dot
go
between each
over
words.
on IG and give it a follow. It's got some pretty in-depth reports
100%. And then
that
this.
are a culmination of a lot of personal opinions, video watching, and
Yeah.
other reports mixed into one. So yeah, I mean,
This
so
summer
far it's
expect
been
a lot of voiceover stuff too. So
yeah, exactly. We'll
So
even
everybody-
have some videos. I'm thinking,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
gonna
some
be a fun
highlight reels.
summer.
Go
Owen,
ahead.
big man.
Well, weak site breakout website coming soon. That's all I gotta say.
Oi!
What about the heat map?
Well, that's on the website. There will be a lot of things on the website.
I can't wait, dude.
Gonna have to add a lot more to it, for sure. But I'm pretty excited. It's a long time in the making for me, for sure.
Dude,
And
that's gonna be awesome,
I
man.
just want to give one big shout out to Dash, who left us early and was
Rest
really
in
helpful to the top 20 list. I
Hell
just wanna
yeah!
give
And
a
shout
shout out to
out
him.
Dash for coming up with a
Where's
revived player pool. Who?
Luke?
Oh,
Luke as well, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, he did
You know?
help.
Yeah.
But
Shit.
oh, that's right. He was supposed to fucking join. That's right, bro.
He had to work, unfortunately.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, shout out Luke actually too, because Luke's gonna be on the basketball podcast and Luke's gonna be on the football podcast. Luke actually he's coming out with me and Ant. We're doing a NBA mock top 10 draft.
That's gonna be fun.
That shit was awesome and fun to do. We're finishing the graphics as we fucking speak by the day. But then we also got NFL record predictions. We got Ben on that.
Yeah.
Spoke will probably have one for the Patriots.
Spoke as like clown.
He'll probably have one for the Patriots just for the fuck of it.
I'll just make one. I'll just fuck around.
No, don't fuck around.
And then and yeah, dude, I'm really excited for the rebrand because it was a long time coming.
This is
Honestly.
gonna be fun, dude.
We weren't really gonna stick to just a hockey podcast forever. So, but today's a hockey pod.
Yeah, and we were not gonna have the same name as one of our members. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Facts. But yeah, this is a hockey
Smooth
episode.
hockey.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Must have
As
been,
usual. You know what I'm saying?
GG's.
Thanks for having me.
Smoked out.
Yes, sir.
Smoked be out. See you
Yup.
guys.
Goodbye,
See ya.
everyone.